Welcome back to Humble Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D.
Are we going to be working this time? Is everything going to cooperate?
Yeah, that is the question of the day.
Is everything going to explode again?
Honestly, I don't know. I thought I checked some notifications. I noticed some drop in frame rate. I don't know if that was being caused because we were trying the multi-stream with Kick. I got to do some test analysis and talk to my computer guy and see if we can figure out what's going on. I don't know.
Have people been able to vote on the poll, or are we gonna have to
reset it?
That? Yeah,
that's a good question. I did put the poll out there. Let's see, 3 minutes remaining. Let's see if I can delete it.
Yeah, delete and return
from points. Start prediction. We're
gonna have to
redo it. What was it? Oh, it doesn't even save it.
It doesn't save it. Yeah.
Oh, fun. Recognizes it, just didn't save it. Okay. Trying this again. Maybe they'll hate the fist fight thing. I doubt it. I don't think that was the issue because it went down well before we even hit the prediction thing. Alright. Oh, hey! And fuck. I don't know how to say that. Einverstanden. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the content of this really weird stream today. I don't know what's going on. Looks like, yeah, we're still going live, still doing well. I'm still trying to
functioning.
Yeah, we're gonna hope we can
functioning.
Get back into the actual gameplay I put out there. Good to see you. By the way, if you'd like to, I don't know.
Also, you misspelled Sakazuki.
Did I miss? All right, whatever. Yeah. You guys understand what it is. I want to introduce you guys to something really neat. So, because it's off season, individuals had a Sakazuki deck made. Yes, we are back. Turn of the tide. We're finally back. Thank God. I appreciate you guys sticking around and hitting that refresh button.
Also, Ein, hit ! Join for your chance to win free packs.
Yes, we do have some amazing packs to give away. There could be a hit left. I'm hoping it's going to be the secret lair. Fingers crossed. I'd like to see that get out to you guys. But we got a really cool stream we want to show you. We want to show a best of one of today's current meta leader versus what used to be the dominant deck, right?
Yep.
And yes, Lily, thank you. We're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. So, can you give us like a brief history lesson of the Sakazuki deck?
So, Sakazuki is a blue-black leader from OP5.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let's just pull it up.
Oh, you want to? All right, pull it up and I'll hit the button. We gotta go down here.
Oh,
ready?
There we go, yeah. So, this is the banned one, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, activate main once per turn, trash a card from your hand, draw a card.
Mm-hmm. Instant cycling.
And on attack, -1 cost of something.
Yeah, he's smoking something. He most definitely smoking something. So basically, what we're trying to do is, this is a current band leader, but we're trying to kind of emphasize the fact that we're seeing a lot of power creep happening in One Piece. It's not necessarily bad. In some cases, it is kind of bad, but in a lot of ways, it kind of brings nuance and new fun to the game. But as I was noticing through some of like the older leaders versus this new stuff that's being printed lately, it feels like these leaders are kind of just outclassing some of the old menaces of the meta. So I got with Ito and I asked him, hey, could you tell me, or could you bring this deck out and try this thing out? And Spencer was like, absolutely, we'll try this out, but if he beats me, then the game doesn't count and I win regardless, which was a joke, of course. But he wanted to bring this deck out and see, is it still good? And we wanted to play this against the top.
For reference, this is just the leader.
Mm-hmm.
No Ice Age, no Great Eruption, no Gecko.
Yep. So a lot of the power cards that used to make this thing insanely powerful.
Yes.
Are also
and it's just like, we're trying to see, could this come back? And I honestly think without the cards that make this deck absolutely broken, I think maybe it could. Like, yes, this immediately replaces Lucci in the meta.
Yes.
This is just strictly better than Lucci.
You got the best of the draw. You got the best of the cost reduction that goes best with.
The bottom deck removal of blue. We still have powerful cards like Houndblaze, plus 3k to a leader or character, then bottom deck 2 cost, but it's probably not a 2 cost if you're doing things. Even without Gecko, we still have power plays like Rebecca, which, you know what Rebecca does, I don't need to mention that.
Play, get a card back.
It's insane. Play Hina, and then for your other 4 Dawn, you play a Lucci to just remove everything.
10 cost, he's Kuzan, able to really just make sure that you're putting a really hard pressure on those big end game
honestly,
pieces.
I'm not sure if I like this for this deck. It's way too slow, and it's not Navy. So not searchable, and it's just... It's clunky and awkward. And I don't think this is an optimal list that you would be playing for this.
This is what he had on hand.
Yeah.
So he's been testing out and just seeing fun. Because obviously you can't play this thing in regular events and stuff. So
and this is just like a casual locals night. So
and I like to do that. I like to try out these theories. I want to start doing more content like that, where we can play with the old, not the re-edited version of Red Purple Law and see if...
Oh, that cannot come back.
You still think so, even this current
RP Law? No, RP Law would still be probably the best deck if it...
Do you think it still wouldn't be fun just to try it out? I mean, at least, if anything, just try to put it together with the current ban list, of course, in mind. You can't pull anything else but the leader back.
The only thing banned in that deck is the leader.
Is leader? Okay. So play that deck at its optimal form and see what... I think that would be interesting. Do you disagree? I think honestly, people would like to know, is it worthy of coming off the ban list? Will we see something like that ever happen?
No, you cannot unban that leader.
Okay.
It does way too much, and it would absolutely trounce every current leader out there right now.
I want to test it. I don't know if you guys out there want to hear it. I want to test it. I think it's...
You just want red to be good again.
That'd be nice. Yeah, I mean, obviously. I'd like to see that. But I'd also like to see if it is I'm been trying to prove to a lot of people that the power creep is insane. It feels like every single new set that gets out there. What's running the meta right now? Green and in Asia, by the way. Blue purple for us over here, but
no, it's still blue purple there.
Really, even with the new Zoro?
Yeah, no, Zoro. I said during the break, Zoro is the second best deck. Blue purple is still the best.
Interesting. Okay, that green Zoro deck does look pretty fun. That might be the only thing that pulls me off from a red deck, honestly, just because it looks like a great... Zoro's a great character. I love Zoro. You guys are caught up in the manga. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's great moments to be had. But Zoro's just a phenomenal character and something I would love to see what that feels like to play in the new meta. And I think that and the new Kuzan we were talking about, right? The draw one, that's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, that new Kuzan's going to be ridiculous. I think it's underrepresented.
Absolutely.
And I think just underexplored in general in the current Eastern meta, because just the swarming that deck can do with the 8-cost Garp and the sheer draw power of it all.
Yeah. It's got a beautiful color combination, or just blue.
Kuzan's mono blue.
Mono blue, sorry. But it's got a lot of synergy with a lot of the Navy cards in the blue. And it honestly, out of the cards we've seen, the ones that let you draw 3 cards are just insane. Just absolutely insane. I think that it's the word of the day is underexplored. I really like that you had that in the, when our
What are you talking about, Captain Literal? This is a blue-purple Luffy deck. This isn't a Sakazuki deck.
Yeah. What in the Cyril? As a Sakazuki deck is the day and age? I thought those disappeared in the great cleansing of the Ricoberto. Yeah, this is our experimental phase, if you will. We're going to find out today, and I'm curious if you guys want to put the vote out there. Can Sakazuki still dominate the meta, or are we getting kind of power crap?
Also, for reminder, it is only the leader, no Ice Age, no Great Eruption, no Gecko.
Gecko, yeah. So honestly, I'm not really interested in trying to test out to see what the other ban cards are. I think that they made, in some ways, a pretty good decision, but also a little bit too harsh, to really end the balancing. I think Black got hit hardest. I don't understand what there was so much hate on that one, but I don't know if Enel felt like it stopped people from playing it, which is kind of sad because I didn't think it was that impactful, but I guess it was just that important of a card. Sure, wink, wink. Ban Gum Gum Giant, that's what everybody wants.
We'll see if it gets announced for a reprint in PRB. If it doesn't, then they're banning it. If it does, we're living with this
for a very long time.
Yeah, we're living with this card until at least November at the earliest.
Yeah, if you can find answers to rest on, maybe that might be the thing you need to do.
So yeah, you have Hody. Purple Black can play that terrible chopper blocker that technically rests at dawn. I have seen that card actually be teched in quite a bit, but I still think that card is just so bad.
Because you're just setting it up to prevent them from the Gum Gum Giant phase,
Yeah.
right? It's like you really want that end or closer game to not.
Oh yeah,
get
the new event in 12, the green event that's like tap 4, basically does Hodies on play.
Yeah. So if you guys can afford to put that in there, go ahead. I mean, obviously that's limited in color spread here.
Yeah, green and green.
Yeah. Black winning the world championship proved that the committee that it needed hard nerfs. Yes.
Yeah, but they made the nerfs before the championship was over because they announced their ban list during the championship. So they were already planning on hitting the decks, like hitting black before the winner happened.
They knew what they wanted to ban, yes, beforehand, because they had the graphics and everything.
Yeah.
But we didn't find out technically until
after, yes, but
yeah. And technically.
like no, they didn't ban a bunch of black cards because it won Worlds. It just won Worlds the same day that they announced the ban cards.
Yeah. Honestly, if you know what goes in the behind the scenes of like graphic design and all the rest of these people, they knew like probably months honestly in advance that they were going to be banning these cards, and it might have been just an overrepresentation in the meta, and they were just trying to do some soft correction. It felt hard correction in my personal opinion, but we'll see if Gum Gum Giant gets it. I understand your sentiment. I just feel like Rad Beam has always been a thing. Obviously, it's not near as powerful, but there's always been like this 1 cost 4+ power for certain decks, and we do know the weaknesses. Like if you can get underneath this deck and you can get the early pressure on, or you can catch them in a bricked up hand, you can win a game. Like those are the two real strategies against this blue-purple deck, because it does have a strong top end, which is arguably why I say it's really hard to play Kobe, because it just can't fight enough of it. I mean, yeah, it has.
It's not just that for Kobe. It's the fact that Kobe has no good matchups into this current meta whatsoever.
I'll bring up the Buggy thing again. It's got a great matchup against Buggy, but it's not enough either. And to me, when I'm trying to make this deck do what it should, I'd like it to go toe to toe. And it just feels like as soon as this deck gets to that 8 Dawn turn, which by the way, the first 3 turns this deck, all it's doing is ramping. It's getting as much of that as getting to 8 Dawn as fast as possible, so it can get the 2 cards per turn. Because the leader ability is absolutely insane. Obviously, it doesn't start activating until you actually have 8 Dawn. This is before you put out your 2 Dawn. Yeah, you have to have 8 Dawn, but once you have that 8 Dawn, you can look at the top 5. You can take 1 card, put it in your hand, bottom or top the deck in any order you want to, and then you get to draw for turn. So you're getting 2 cards per turn. Just with this card,
you know what the cards are,
and you stacked it for these amazing combos for what you're looking for. This thankfully being reprinted Sanji that basically on play gets to play the top card, so you can stack it into these powerhouses that might be the Dracula Mihawk, the
Mihawk is a tech by Spencer. That's not standard.
Fair, absolutely, but
it's neat.
Yeah, the life gain here with Charlotte Lindenlin is absolutely insane.
I think this is the other contender of what to ban for purple. This card should not be in purple.
Yeah.
Purple should not have generic heal. I think that the 8-cost Croc is fine because it's leader locked, and well, it's going to be rotated soon anyhow. So
we'll see. Yeah. Right. I think there's still some questions on what exactly is going to. Some cards will make it over, depending on the playability.
Sanji's not going to get banned.
Cammy could dissuade Giant.
OP11, the yellow one?
Yeah.
Sure, if you want to play Shirahoshi.
Yeah, definitely not super practical. And I hear you. I get it. I understand the frustration. I've felt it myself. To me, it's just one of those things where it's a card in defense. If they have the one open, they're kind of telecasting. They're really telecasting that they probably have it. Or bluffing it. In the late game.
I bluff it all the time.
Oh, I noticed.
I mean, just the threat of them having it is just terrifying. Like, you can force your opponents to play suboptimally to play around a card that you might not even have because it is just that omnipresent. Gum Gum Giant is one of... Yes, the 4K is really strong, but it's also the draw. The draw and cycling is just...
Because there's so many no counters in here, right? So you can just discard one of the no counters and hopefully draw 2 counter cards.
Yeah, the one, like, sort of downside to Gum Gum Giant is occasionally it can put you out of range of leader effect if you don't have a Katakuri or a Zoroark up.
Yeah, you gotta be really careful with that. And honestly, sometimes I talk to Marcus. What he likes to do is kind of go lower to the ground and just force them to use the Gum Gum on like a 7K or an 8K swing, where it's not really that optimal, but tries to get as many like smaller attacks in to force them to use it on and kind of like put your opponent a little bit on tilt because they're using it for like a weak attack.
Captain. Absolutely. Katakuri is probably probably the best card out of OP11.
Right.
It is. This card is just so good. It's a blocker that restands itself and another Big Mom Pirates, which can be your 9-cost Linland. And then get a Rested Dawn, which fixes the ramp that you might get off of something like the Dawn minus off of something like this, or the Rush Luffy.
Where you get a draw card minus and give it Rush. It's insane.
Yeah. And like
the fact that it restands, you can attack with an AK blocker that restands. It's just insane.
Yeah, no. The fact that you can attack with it, it restands, it re-ramps you. This card is not okay. This is...
It's a draft or a limited killer. Like, if you were in this set and you got this out of your sealed pack, it's like you auto won.
I mean, well, we should have... Honestly, we should have had Sanji, the leader Sanji legal for that one.
Just because of this card?
No, not just because of this, because that set was full of 2Ks, and like with all the new vanilla 2Ks that they started printing, and they printed a bunch of blockers in that set.
I did notice there was a heavy amount of blockers.
Yeah, which like turned that into a slog. The Sanji would have like made that a lot more tolerable of an event. It's like everyone I talked to was like, man, we should have actually kept the Sanji legal for that because that was a slog.
Yeah, I think honestly when it comes down to it, it's like it's gonna be difficult because they might be Bandai, they might be trying to develop sets with that in mind, that there are people that are just like bring your own leader and trying to help that, because the whole reason we made the ruling was to ensure that new players wouldn't feel like they were just getting kind of like outclassed because they were out of the know. Coming into this new event and trying out something new. But Katakuri, it just dominated. Every single top deck in our tournament, if you had Katakuri, you were up there.
Yeah, like, no, I mean, yeah, this was like a limited bomb, but like this card is also just absolutely busted and constructed as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like this is generic. This maybe should be leader locked.
I honestly thought it should have been. Everyone at the pre-release I attended just had decks almost purely of blockers. I was so unfun and frustrated. The polls made up for that, though. Yeah, there was a lot of blocking. Like, even in the VOD I have out there on this channel on YouTube, you can check it out. There were a lot of blockers.
Yeah, no. Everyone I talked to was like, man, we really should have had Sanji legal to get around all these blockers and not just play this waiting game.
It just kind of stalled it out. Hopefully they'll we know what 12 is.
I think 12 is going to be similar to 11. We should...
We're going to look into it. We'll look into it.
We should have Sanji legal for 12.
We'll look into it. I'll do another... I don't want to just jump the gun and just throw that back in the meta because it's just going to piss off a lot more people. And again, you got to...
I mean, no one was pissed. More people were pissed that Sanji was banned for 11 than they were that Sanji being legal.
Okay, so if you work tech support and you haven't gotten a complaint from anyone, are you doing a good job? And how do you measure your good job? If you work tech support, if you guys work tech, and no one's complaining, no one's saying the systems are down, no one's saying the things are broken, nobody says...
Okay, that doesn't happen in tech support, though.
It does, actually. The fact that most tech support, then the rule of thumb is if people aren't calling you for problems, you're doing a good job. And you can't measure that metric. While you're saying, yeah, there were people complaining, I know exactly who was complaining. I knew exactly, but there were a lot of people that weren't complaining and thought it was extremely fun. And it wasn't because Sanji wasn't there. They didn't even know to complain about Sanji. They just had a really good time. And as the new players that were into it, they had a good time, and that's the measurement. So I'm not going to do a metric where there are more people complaining, but you're not going to see anti-complaining from new players, and you're definitely not going to see people talking about there not being a problem. Like, how far are you going to go to complain about there not being a problem?
Okay, but I also never saw anyone complain about Sanji ever in those pre-release events.
Were you not even listening to our chat and everything else? Big Merc. I was talking to people outside outside smoking. We were talking to people who freshly came in and talked to Chris specifically and said, "Hey, that wasn't fun." Those people were really beating me down because I wasn't familiar with this. I had 3 people saying, I didn't know Sanji was a leader. Why didn't people inform me? And other people were like, well, if you're not in the know, then I just win. We had an entire Discord chat going long way with everyone, like Captain Literal was out there, of long people saying this was unfun because everyone just that was in the know got to have a good time. Good for those people, but you need to introduce new players. You can't just you can't just like just say, oh, well, because I'm having fun, that means everything's okay. You have to think about other people. You have to think about the health of the community. And there were a lot of people that were upset that they didn't know, or that they felt like this was turning into sweaty, and it's just supposed to be fun randomness, and it's supposed to be level across the board. OP10 pre-release, most people I talked to agreed that PRB Sanji was bad for the event, but still used him because they wanted to win. Exactly. That was the discourse we had in the Discord. You can go back up through the Discord. We were seeing hundreds of people, even in the Reddit mods that I watch YouTubers that read Reddit for me, because I'm not going to Reddit, but we're seeing these things in the Reddit moderators. There was a massive chain of people saying they were not having a good time with Sanji because it just forced these like sweaters to take over these events, and you don't want, like, what is the most beautiful thing about our community? We have people that like to be competitive, but they're not sweaters. They still want to have a good time, and they want other people to have a good time. We help them get the cards. We're pleasant with them in helping them improve their play style. We sit back and we talk to them. We say, hey, you could have done this and this and this in a very respectful way, and then those people feel like they've learned something and they're growing from it. And we build this great community together because we care about that person having a good time. And when you disregard that and realize that as a new player who's never played this game before, their first experience, you've got 6 people there in the know. They're just dominating because they know that they brought their Sanji leader, and other people didn't know, and they're just at a disadvantage and just getting steamrolled. That's not fun, and that's not the first experience you want to give to new players. You want to give them that, hey, welcome to Lifelink Games. We got this amazing game. We want to play this. Here's some cards to try out your deck. Here's that community section that we have, where you can get free cards. Hey, here's this amazing event where we can help you build your decks, and people are talking about their favorite card game and the lore. So, and it was a lot bigger than you guys are letting it be on. And I'm not going to use everyone was complaining, because I don't have a counter measurement. You don't complain about things that don't exist, that are problems that don't exist. So I do know that there was a lot of people that hated that Sanji, a lot of people that were saying they probably weren't going to get into this game because of it, and I want to prevent that. I want to have people just enjoy the game, have fun. There were a lot of blockers. It's kind of a slugfest, but it's part of the game sometimes, guys. Learn, and hopefully you get Katakuri. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go into round 1, kind of. Just our first matchup for the day. Nice little 15-minute matchup.
This was the round 1 of the tournament.
It was, yeah.
Edo played Sakazuki for the entire tournament.
Did he really?
Yeah.
You guys are all okay with it?
Yeah.
All right. Do you know what his final was?
What his final record was?
Yeah.
1-2.
1-2? Oh, okay.
He won his very
last match?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we just kind of spoiled this, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
The poll's already over.
The poll's over. You can't get these surprises out of here. I want you guys to check this out and see it firsthand, at least. Thank you. For some reason, in my head, I wasn't even thinking. But yeah, obviously, that was going to spoil it. But we know that this matchup, you're not going to see it anywhere else, and maybe for some other content creators. But check out this new leader and this old,
this
pop
is not new
versus the new leader. Speaking out of turn here.
Blue purple is also not new at this point.
It's the newest thing we have.
I mean, yeah, but
Is there anything newer?
not for us yet.
Yeah.
I mean, technically the starter decks are newer because they were, not the leaders, but the cards are newer because they were revealed later.
Fair, absolutely. But we get to see the current meta runner versus what used to be the meta runner back in the day, and it got a ban. And now we're going to see where this thing lines up. Is it even going to be close? Do you think it's going to be one-sided?
I don't know. I think that Sakazuki could potentially take it if it sees all the tools. Again, without Ice Age, it's going to be really difficult. But we do have the 4-drop Kuzans. We do have the Rebecca's. Here we're seeing just leader effects, cycle the Tempest Kick, which is dead here, and now we're just Tempest Kick, cycle another card, basically.
Okay. That was one of the other things about it. It was able to it was one of the first pretty consistent decks because it had the ability to constantly just cycle through the stuff you didn't want to see to get to the cards you did want to see.
I mean, I didn't actually see the game. I don't know how close the game was when it comes to who won and lost. But I just know the result. I don't know how close it is. Yeah. So,
and actually, Captain Literal, I do know. I was in the studio when I watched this one go down, If I want, I'm thinking about releasing this one honestly to you guys on Patreon because there was a lot of trash talk.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
I mean, it's Spencer, of course, trash talk.
Yeah, we were having a blast, like just going at each other with some nonsense. These two are great. What up, 39 Real? Good to see you. Yeah, you got a band leader versus our current meta leader. Right now, set up a good board state with Branu
Okay, so we're swinging 7
7.
here. That means we probably have the Zoro in hand.
to get that ramp going. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to get the ramp till the next turn, but Usohachi,
Usohachi.
for nothing. Yeah, I was about to say, Usohachi doesn't even get the effect. Why would we be playing Usohachi there? Well, I guess Edo knows that there's an Usohachi in hand.
Yeah, well, at least he can count for 1-2K. That well done, Spencer, giving away all the secrets. Maybe he's bluffing him. What do you think? You think he's trying to set him up for failure?
I don't know.
It's the power creepers real experiment. Honestly, yeah, that's exactly what it is, Captain Literal. I want to show you guys, and I legitimately want to try the red purple Luffy law. Thank you. It just has
That
a fun
deck
match.
hasn't been power crept. That deck has not been power crept. That deck would still probably be the best deck or the second best deck if it was unbanned.
6K. What? You gonna text?
Oh, minus
Oh,
minus
minus
the
it.
cost.
Got it. So trying to stop their ram. I like this.
Yeah, because we probably have
Lucci. Lucci
for one. Rough would have been nicer if we could have Hound Blazed here. Bottom deck, and then we could have had a 6K swing with the Branu.
Absolutely.
But I don't think we have a Hound Blaze in hand.
Already looking like it's got a good board state versus this Lucci player. But then again, Lucci, like we said, the Luffy deck doesn't really do much outside of ramp. In the early stages.
But we just denied the ramp there, which is actually kind of big, because unless we have 2 cards that ramp, we are not in a good position right now.
You separate in 2 3s. There are cards like Gear 2 that can get in there.
Gear 2.
Yep, there we go.
Okay. But we need another ramp to catch up.
Another Gear 2. Double Gear 2.
But that's 2 cards out of hand. We don't have to worry about the Zorojuro. Yeah, we are going to have to start worrying about the conga line next turn, but... And Sakazuki going first is really rough, actually.
Absolutely.
This is a deck that really wanted to go second.
So, one down.
One for
Shiki.
Shiki.
OG.
Grabbing the Borsellino blocker.
Okay.
This card used to be $50.
Right. Well, aren't you thankful? It's not affordable for people.
Yeah, no, that's great. I never bought it at 50.
Thank God. Yeah.
No, but like Sakazuki was prohibitively expensive back in the day. Like more expensive than Blue Purple is now.
Wow.
Because you needed the geckos, Hinas were like a $12 card, Hound Blazes were like a $12 card.
Yeah. 6 and a 6 spot. Spencer having to take this one. I don't.
Borsellinos were you used to play 4 of, and that was a $50 card.
All right, so Spencer activate leader ability. This is now where he starts drawing 2 per turn. Gets to add 1 card to his hand, and then gets to restack it on
We're
top.
adding the Nami, and then if I had to wager a guess, it's going to be Sanji.
Put it looked like it.
We're drawing the Sanji, and then is that a Linlin?
I thought it might have been, yeah. It looked like it. He's got a lot of alts in
I
here,
also
too.
saw Katakuri. Oh, I think that was the alt Katakuri. Yep.
Here comes 9.
For
Here comes Sanji.
Play out the Katakuri. No, that's a
Mihawk.
Mihawk.
We're both wrong.
Okay, what are we bottom decking? Probably the Kuzan.
I'd imagine.
Yep.
Yeah, get rid of the Kuzan. And this is where the blue-purple really starts to take control. So if Edo can't kind of try to close this game out in the next 2 turns,
probably, I think.
he's not going to be able to overcome this.
No life, okay.
Obviously, they don't have rush, but this is Spencer can just combo this board to just dropping 9, 9, 9, 9.
I mean, depending on the hand, we might be able to. I don't think so.
I would put more emphasis on Edo with Sakazuki doing well if it could get to the 10 cost Kuzan and then have a turn to
again,
do some stuff.
Kuzan is way too slow here.
Agreed. But out of this board state against this matchup, that's really the winning strategy that this has to its toolbox, right?
No, you can easily have enough cost reduction to out like 1, maybe both. If we had the Kuzan still, the 4 cost on board, we would be in a lot better position because we can I see the Hina. We have a Laboon. We could easily like reduce it, and then like it looks like we already got rid of Ama no Murakumo's sword. If we had that, I think Hina, Kuzan, Laboon, Ama no Murakumo, we could have actually added both.
What's a new draw here? Does it look like a meat?
I don't know.
Looks like a new alt from Blue. It's got so many alts in this deck.
Oh, that's the Aramaki from OP6.
Oh, okay. Oh, see, now Edo just said he flash one for a flash one. Okay. Or just flash and play. The disrespect of this table. So many people flashing their cards. You don't flash people.
Yeah, we saved that for the OnlyFans.
All right, 6K. Looks like we got a simple 1K Bonclave discard for this. Here comes 6 and a 6. Reducing the cost of the Mihawk.
So Mihawk is now 8.
See if he does anything with
4,
this.
I think that's a Laboon. No, Borsellino.
Okay.
Okay.
Good block. Good defense here. A double Borsellino. A lot of cards in hand here.
Fortunately, we're not being playing against a deck that KOs a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Captain Literal says, Porter, we weren't announcing...
No, we've known OnlyFans for a while. This is a known thing.
Yeah. I think it was like probably a couple weeks in that people knew that I had an OnlyFans. And if you're out there like, what is he talking about? I had to protect my IP, guys. I got an account. There's no content on it. But I had to protect my IP. I didn't want anyone making Humbro Pie stuff on OnlyFans. And people question me. It's like, is this your channel? Like, if I ever do OnlyFans, though, it's going to be we take it all off ASMR pack openings.
I thought it was going to be we take it all off. We play with the cards with no sleeves.
Oh, that too. Yes. Yes, we play it raw, where it's sleeveless decks. And you guys get to hear the riffle shuffle of the sleeveless decks. So if that is going to be the case, if I ever put content on there, that is what I'm going to stick with. Captain Little says, is that what the Humbro Creep OnlyFans costs I've seen? Leave it to someone on OnlyFans and be like, ha, you tried to protect your IP. Wow. All right, Mihawk going to get a block here.
Block.
10K coming to get another block. All right, survive the turn. Can he put enough pressure against Spencer?
Not from this position, I don't think.
Yeah, not enough to the characters. He's lost the blockers. Would you have recommended keeping one blocker alive just to have some kind of body to put some pressure back on?
No.
No? Okay.
Because we're not winning from this position. Like, there's no way to win from this position, I don't think. We are way too far behind. If we still had that Kuzan up, we could have at least outed one of the bodies. We would be in a lot more favorable of a position. Spencer would probably be hard focusing the Kuzan.
Yeah.
If it was still alive. But yeah, that Mihawk was devastating.
Especially if a deck that has so little removal in itself that it really just focuses on just trying to beat you down with 9 costs. And this is a test card, like you said, right? This isn't your common...
Yeah, it's the tech option, but honestly, it's seeming kind of neat here. And honestly, yeah, no, I think the Mihawk kind of works well because if you look at a lot of like the other 2 Luffy decks, they play a lot of 6 costs, and in Purple Black's case, those become 7 costs. Mihawk can out both of those, so Mihawk just dropping that down, bottom decking like one of the bigger threats is actually really solid.
Looks like he's...
Oh, we're filtering through trash.
Okay. Looking for other options, maybe talking through. There's so much trash talk going in here. I couldn't even remember the right time. I was on the floor laughing with some of these things. I really want to put this one online. If I ever put a video on Patreon, just know that there's a high likelihood that there was some cussing or something that might be inappropriate for kids.
Copyrighted music as well.
That too, definitely copyrighted music. But I like sometimes to post them if it's really funny, and it's all in good fun, guys. You have 2 respectable guys that understand that they're not trying to offend each other. They're just trying to have a good time, and the smack talk is just so much fun. I think it's a great experience sometimes when you have a person you respect and you can understand that nothing they mean is from ill intent. They're not trying to be malicious.
Okay, -1 to the Mihawk. We're taking.
All right, Spencer takes that, and it could be a quick grab like that. Could mean he's low on counter.
Okay, we're playing the Rebecca. Probably bring back a Hina.
Okay.
Hina -4. Oh. Rebecca goes to hand.
Yeah.
Okay, we're playing Tempest Kick. Draw a card -3. So now it's been -4, so it's at a 5 cost.
Now the Rebecca.
Now Rebecca, Hina.
Yeah.
So now in 2 cost. Lucci.
Okay.
KO the Mihawk.
All right.
So there's the combo.
What we used to see cycled over and over again. So. All right, back to Spencer. Didn't even need to use that Gum Giant. Maybe it was a bluff. You think it was a bluff?
I don't.
No, it wasn't. Wait,
No.
yes, it was. Yes, it was. He didn't have it. Wait, no, this is his top 5.
Yeah, this is top 5.
Okay. Gonna grab another 2K.
I mean, here we
I'd
could also
bottom
just
this.
play. We play the Uso Hachi. Yeah, we bottom this. This is nothing good here. Honestly, here we just play the Uso Hachi to tap the blocker. Because remember, the Uso Hachi is more than just a 2K.
Right.
It also has a really strong effect.
That's why it's so hardly chased. No, you can't open the ones behind me. No.
I already have a playset. I don't need
Good.
to.
Good. I think Spencer's in, like, do I care about any of these? Like, yeah, you could get a draw card from the Nami, but I'd bottom this, honestly. It's not. No.
I mean, this is probably the end of the game. I'm not sure how much it matters.
Fair. I mean, he got exactly what he needed, right? He was looking for some answer to get rid of the blocker and has it now. So, Spencer here, 10 Dawn turn. I imagine. Yeah, he had the Gum. He had the Gum. All right. That was a bluff. So, start off a pudding. Okay. How big was his hand? That was pretty thick. That was a pretty thick hand. I think it was at least 7, 8 cards. Edo had a full grip for a while here. So I like this play. He's basically setting it up so he's going to get a fresh new 5.
It's going to be like, what? The line is pudding, Uso Hachi, kill.
Mm-hmm.
And Sakatsuki plays a lot of bricks as well.
Yeah.
And you can get away with it typically because you're cycling so much.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a bricky hand.
Bricked hand. Oh, no. All right, here we go. It looks like it's tapping 3 for the Usahachi. I was thinking about it. I don't think there's any other route, do you?
Yeah, no, I think it's 3 for the Usahachi, 9 with Sanji, 9 with lead, we win.
Mm-hmm. He's been working on that Gold Dawn collection.
I think that's a full set. Yeah, that's all gold.
Good on you, Spencer. He's really working on that. I mean, they're all over the place because they're hard to get as it is, but...
Yeah.
He wasn't the winner for the Zoro, though, was he?
For the Zoro.
Who got the Zoro?
We didn't give away a Zoro. There's not a Zoro in there, I don't think.
No.
Are you talking about the Luffy?
No, the Zoro one, because I traded that for the
oh, that was Ver.
Ver, that's right. Ver got it.
One.
Mm-hmm.
I won the Luffy.
That's right.
And I traded it to him for an SP Law.
9.
Okay, we got a 1, we got a 1, we got a 1, and nothing.
Nothing. All right, there we go. 9 and 9. Spencer dominating with his blue-purple Luffy. Where's the fisticuffs? They promised me fisticuffs. They said they threw some fists. I want to see some fists thrown. I'm not going back. What? They said they threw some fists. Not gonna lie, I actually set them up for this one. I asked them to come up and try to get physical in some way, and they said they did. They definitely did it, and it's not even recorded. There's no recording. I have no evidence. So I don't know if they're lying to me now. Are they lying to me?
You said you were in the room.
I was in the room for the first half, and I went out for a break, take care of something with Chris towards the end. And I was like, "Oh, you guys are finished." Like I was in there for the first half where we were just. These guys got me laughing so hard I was like coughing up. Nonsense here. You should have flown me out. I would have flipped the table. Okay. Fair. I'm actually kind of curious as what you guys think of this new lighting format. I don't know if you noticed, it is a little bit brighter here because we cleaned up a lot in the studio. We went through a lot of renovations and we're trying to work with the lighting to make it more inviting for the call here. So this is going to be where we're moving forward to try and improve the lighting process. I'm curious, did you guys feel like this was more inviting, more okay, or do you guys just indifferent? Because it's like, hey, listen, I know what the cards do. As long as you tell me what they're trying to do, I don't care. But I'm curious what you guys think. Especially if you guys are watching the VOD here on YouTube and you guys are watching this late. Get that comment down below. Let me know what's going on. I love improve this channel. One of the ones I need to fix is right now is figuring out why this thing just goes down on me for some reason. Take that out of context.
I don't think anything's gone down on you in that way for a long time.
Thank you for knocking it out of the park. I appreciate that. All right, we do have.
No one's gone down on me like that either. So.
Now, if only we could fix the system. We do have another matchup. I'm going to get the predictions out here. Next one, Spencer stays on with blue-purple Luffy, but he's going to be playing Eustace Captain Kidd.
Yep, it's going to be Blurple versus Piss.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? All right, let's choose the outcome. Hey, all right. Good on you guys. 100% here. This was before we spoiled it. We're going to get another prediction out here.
We had one person vote.
All right. Well, fair enough. Let's get the blue-purple Luffy versus the yellow...
Piss Kid.
Or should we just call it Piss Kid? Yeah, let's do it. All right, and Golden Army Showers. You put the word in the middle, and then it's not a bad thing. Right?
No, we're talking about golden showers, like the Terraria item.
Yes, the Terraria item. Thank you.
Yeah, the spell that that has piss. It
lets you piss on people. I mean, Terraria is also the game with the boss called Morningwood. So
is it really?
Yeah,
I haven't
no,
actually played that.
It's a Halloween. It's like a Halloween event boss. I don't know if that was in the PC version. I used to play mobile when I was a kid. I know one of the Halloween event bosses was called Morningwood. Not spelled like morning, but like mourning as in grieving.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, Lord Farquaad's compensating for something. We as kids didn't get that.
Farquaad also, yeah, that just on its own.
We kids didn't get it, guys. That's the kind of comedy I like. The ones that, like, the kids can watch this and they're like, whatever. Go ahead.
It's his length that he's compensating for.
Yes, of course.
Very stout man.
Cavalier says, depending on the package for you to pay for, there's a streaming package, the Vandalism package, then the premium members, the Screaming Like a Madman, ripping apart the set and having it dragged out package. That's a good idea. We're going to monetize that. I like that. Man, I'm stealing all this guy's ideas. I'm telling you. Guys, we're going to get into the next match real quick. Don't forget to hit exclamation point join for these 2 packs. There are 3 matches left. This one, not near as short as the last one, but still a really fun matchup. There, back in the camera, hasn't been with us for... Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been like a month or something.
Yeah, having it there, he was he made it into the championship. Unfortunately, because of work, he's not going to be able to make the finals. But it was really good to have him back in, trying out this Eustace Captain Kidd. I remember him saying, "Dude, I don't even know what's happening in this meta," and he was trying to get it back in. Ver was our very first MVP, the man that helped us get to the community where we have today. So a lot of shout out to Ver. Really appreciate you, man. Respect. Let's see what he's got cooked up for us today. So tell me about this Piss Kid, man. What you know?
Okay, so I don't know a lot about piss, but end of your turn, flip your top life face up, restand a supernova with cost 5 to 8 or 3 to 8, and it gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn.
Interesting. So it just basically turns all these big boys into blockers?
No. You're mainly turning this into a blocker.
I see. That's pretty disgusting. So this one on KO basically trashes the top card of your opponent's life cards.
Yeah, piss is just... kind of disgusting.
And a trigger here. Nice trigger. Draw 2 cards, trash a card from your hand. So if you need to filter, and this is just kind of too late.
And we also have heal with Law. Puts a supernova from your hand to your life. We have the Ace for more heal. We have 8 cost Kid, tap it to trash all life, and if your opponent has 2 or less life, cycle a card at the end of your turn.
And you can restand this one too, if you don't have the base lock-in thing. So you can turn.
And we also have this Beiji, which is insane in green, yellow, law, and is also great in this, where if your supernova, aside from a beige, would be removed, put a top of your life face down instead. So
you can constantly keep reusing the ability.
Yeah.
It's important. You also have really cool new cards like this Zeus here. Have you seen this thing in action?
Oh yeah, no, Zeus is crazy. This is going to be a yellow staple.
Going forward, absolutely.
Yeah, no. On play, add the top card of your top or bottom of your life to your hand, KO a 5 cost or less, and it's a 2K counter.
We also have awesome hits with that Nico Robin that I love seeing just at 2 most of the time when we see this in 2s, because you don't want to see this late game, you want to see it early game.
Especially in this meta, you're only going to get this off once at most against blue-purple.
Yeah, a lot of these 3 life leaders, even sometimes you see red-purple.
Red-purple has kind of fallen out of favor with blue-purple just being that deck, but better.
Yeah. And it also has red and has some really cool rush effects. I've seen it still get some play, and it's not like it's doing that great, I think, but it's a nice 6K leader. And with that, if we're going to see a lot more of these 3 life leaders,
well, once we get to OP 13, we know we're going to get a 7K leader. We don't know what the effect is yet.
I would bet that this getting low life, though. Wouldn't you?
It's got to have that Roger's going to have some kind of crazy restriction. It's either going to have to be 2 life, which honestly I don't think is enough of a restriction.
Yeah, right.
I think it's like, I don't know if it's going to have like the Rayleigh effect, but that feels like a waste on purple.
Yeah. Jeez. I'm curious what you guys think it is. We're trying to do some guesses during the actual stream and try to figure out what it might have been. But honestly, I don't know what outside of just a 2 life leader, but then that reminds me of like Egghead, right? Like he was.
I mean, it's not going to be yellow, so
exactly.
not healing, but
so can you imagine 2 life with no healing though?
I mean, there's Lin, but also 7K power.
Is it red purple?
Yeah, it's red purple.
Okay. I was trying to remember the color pattern. I know for a fact it was red. I just couldn't remember what the other color was. So I guess Lin
Man only sees red. He doesn't care about anything else.
Right?
It's just Dino Nuggies
and ketchup, baby. Oh, Mountain Dew. We should go get a Mountain Dew break after this. All right, check it out. We got ourselves right back in action. We already covered this deck list just a minute ago, but we'll go back over briefly for you if you're new to the stream. Basically, this is a 6K 3 life leader that really just super functions once it gets to 8 Dawn. You have to have 8 Dawn prior to your draw step, prior to moving Dawn over from your Dawn
so
deck.
It's more or less your 10 Dawn turn that things actually happen.
Exactly. And this is not going to be your typical 10 Dawn turn because a lot of the early game for this deck is basically ramping. You've got the Zoro Juro, you got the Gear 2, maybe even the Bond Clay.
God Thread, Bond Clay. What do you mean maybe even the Bond Clay? That's what the Bond Clay is there for.
Oh, yeah.
We also have the 2-cost event, Thunder Bagua, which is if you're at 2 or less life, plus 4K, get arrested Dawn, which is solid. It was something that, like, when it was first revealed, I remember messing around with on the sim, but
absolutely,
it just felt a bit too situational, really.
Yeah, it looks like Turn the Tide's a Bear fan here. Don't blame you. We're going to find out if Spencer can take this loss. Now, Spencer's trying to practice because he's also in the championship, and there's a good chance this might be what he brings in. Maybe with some deck tech changes, because it does have a unique card in it with Dracula Mihawk.
I think this Mihawk is neat. It's just on play, bottom deck is 7K or 7-cost or less.
Getting some removal, because it's like, I'd say outside of God Thread,
you got God Thread, you got Red Rock.
Oh, that's right, Red Rock at 2 here, too. Not a whole lot.
Which you can pick up Red Rock off of Leader Effect, because it is a straw hack.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Out the top 5, not to mention, you look at the top 5 when you're fixing it. I mean, this draw 2 cards, this dropping nonsense from Sanji, because you get to basically fix the top of your deck. Playing the things like this Katakuri we were talking about before, it's just an absolute nightmare of a blocker, because it also can attack and restand and stuff at the end step. Just really gross having this 8K to go ahead.
Blue Purple Luffy is just layers upon layers of design mistakes that Bandai made with OP11 mostly, and just some other purple design mistakes like Gum Gum Giant, Lin Lin. Like Gum Gum Giant and Lin Lin mainly.
Yeah. Now, we've seen that this deck can be bricked up. We've seen that it can have bad hands. It's not an unbeatable nightmare. I've seen this deck lose quite a few times. It's not easy, though. It's the strategy that I've seen works most efficiently if your hand lines up well and you can get underneath it, keep the pressure on when they're bricked up, you can take this game. If you can keep the pressure on towards the late game and not have to worry about these 9K threats and can survive a couple of turns of 9K threats swinging at you, you might be able to take the game in your favor. But in reality, once this thing gets in the late game, more often than not, this thing's dropping too many 9-cost bodies that just sit behind the Gum Gum Giant defense and the Gear 2 defense and just way too many defensive engines on here. And obviously, if all their 9 costs are on the field, they're not in their hand. So you're going to be playing out against a lot of different counter here. So if you're going to play this one out there, figure out the strategies to get it underneath it, or try to put the pressure in the late game and catch them when they have a bad hand. Because honestly, when it comes down to it, that's the best strategy to beat in this deck. Kinetic Carnage, welcome back. Good to see you.
The best way to beat this deck is actually to spill your drink on the table and watch as they panic out over all their expensive cards potentially getting ruined.
Rick Rib, good to see you. I like that strategy. Little evil, but very effective. I can't take away the fact that it's extremely effective. All right, skipped a little bit too far ahead. Let's get into it. Looks like we're gonna get
into law.
Man, I love that Vera's still going hard with these altards too, because it's an altar of law too. Yeah. McRib, tonight's my bite night. All right. So close, McRib. Yeah.
It's your bite now.
7K into 6. We got a 2K counter out of hand. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, into Scratch Man of Poo.
Which we have another supernova, so it is a
blocker. Yeah. Love these one-cost blockers.
Okay,
now
we
that
got Conclay, 7.
Ramping out. Absolutely. The Blurple Nurple Luffy versus Piss Kid, yeah, essentially. That's the Blurple Nurple. I like that. All right, 6K into life here.
Yep.
Just test the water.
I wonder what we're going to be playing here.
Here we go. Already putting into the danger zone.
And evasion life as well. So.
Vera looking pretty strong in this situation.
Yep, we're at 7. Spencer's at 7 Don. He needs to ramp one more time.
Needs to find some answer for his Basil Hawkins, and it needs a bottom deck. You've got to get rid of this thing. So if he doesn't have the 6 cost,
we can't spend 6 Don here because we need at least 3 open to ramp.
I think that's exactly what Spencer's doing with his hand right now. It's like, you trapped me because I can't attack now. This essentially just turned his hand off because there's. I don't know if Spencer wants to play loosey.
I mean, we could God Thread the Apu, which doesn't feel great, but oh, we have another Mind Clay.
Okay. Gets the ramp.
Okay, we're gonna lose a life.
All right. Whatever. Trash it, and another Bond Clay.
And third Bond Clay. That is $120 on the table.
Right now, just right there.
Think of how much damage you could do by spilling that drink. Okay, here we're playing the Law, healing one. What are we gonna reveal? What was that?
Oh, I didn't see it. It looked like he showed it to him, but it did, and then put it face down. I didn't see if we could see it. Oh, that's such a man. It's so fast.
Did I break the player? God.
1 second, I'll fix it for you. No worries, Shane. So we're gonna try one more time. If we can't catch it, just move on here. Here comes Law into
reveal. I think it's another Law.
Okay, the same Law.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the only Law in the deck.
Is it? I thought there was the lower cost one.
No, there's not. This is the only Law. The only other Law you would want to play is the 4-cost Law that doesn't exist. Okay, yeah.
Dead on. Well done.
For a second, I thought it might have been another Altar Beige, which would have been an illegal play. So. But I don't think Ver would make an illegal play.
No,
he's too good.
I'm kind of curious out there. What do you guys think the Dawn wins here? The Gold Dawn from Spencer or the Championship Dawn, character Dawn?
Gold Dawn, I think, is slightly more expensive because the Dawn Pack Dawn only has like a couple of expensive ones, and then the rest are like still not cheap, but like it's being carried by the Zoro, the Chopper, and the Nami, and I think maybe the Luffy, but the Gold Dawn, I think, has more on average.
Okay, Vera electing to take both those hits here.
Okay.
Ooh, Sanji into
Kata.
Curry. Of course.
Stop me if you've seen this one before.
Yeah, right. Great line. Back to Vera here, 9 Dawn turn.
Yep, just get rid of a Bond Clay.
Did he forget to add his Dawn? I feel like he just forgot to add his Dawn.
Yeah, he should be at 9.
Yeah. All right, there we go. He remembered it. Okay, good.
Just a bit too eager to attack with the Luffy.
Right.
Just get rid of one of those Bond Clays.
Probably gonna have to use his leader attack to get rid of the other one, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, okay, just free block. I mean, now we can swing into the. I feel like the Kata was the better swing there.
Yeah. Turn the Tide says kid player is dripping. Oh, absolutely. Bear is just he's been collecting this game for a very long time. Really loves the
Bear was a day one player, so
yes, he was. Yeah. Right. He's also been going out to the Philippines quite a few times to go to those major events that happen out there. He represent. I think it was Singapore last time. He went out to get some of these. The Dawn that you're seeing out there. So just one of the OGs.
Finding a beige. That's very good. That's very good.
So, Little Pound Cake remind us that they are Japanese.
Oh, they are Japanese.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's still nice. It's still...
Yeah, they're nice. The Japanese ones are significantly cheaper, though. Okay, we are... yes, we are...
Divine Departure? No, obviously not.
And that does nothing because that KOs a 5-cost, the Red Hawk.
It looked like a Divine Departure from here, but it's like, no,
Yeah,
it's yellow.
'cause-
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's the same style of all for the Red Hawk. And it's not confusing at all that there's a card in red that's also a Red Hawk.
Yeah, right. No
It's
confusion
having
here.
8 for... Yeah.
He used his kid. Yeah, just gonna take a life here. There goes Big Mom.
Oh, well, that's good to get rid of.
Right? Don't want to be giving that back to hand and getting an extra life for no reason.
And yeah, we are within range of the cycle. We can lead our ability. Why are we restanding the leader? It doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, leader in rest or attack doesn't matter. You can always attack it. Calm down.
No, Lil Pound Cake, I won't.
I'm gonna go rage out. Rage out. Giant spotted.
I mean,
Yeah, I
of
saw
course.
too.
They always have it. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're
Going for server. What?
Oh, we added that off of the. We chose
That
that,
was the
over the
best one.
giant.
Yeah. Must have one already in hand.
We would still want the second one.
Agreed too. Yeah.
We're at 1 life.
Yeah. It's time to start playing
Is there
defensive
like
with it.
collusion here where Spencer's like trying to give Vare the win?
So I had to step out at this point, but they could be playing footsie, and that's what I should have said on there as a third option. If they're playing footsie.
What
here.
is footsie?
What is footsie? It's when you play with your feet. You share romantic interests.
What in the Quentin Tarantino hell are you talking about?
Am I the only one? The Captain Literal knows what I'm talking about. Am I the only one that knows what this is? You innocent summer child. You sweet summer child.
Actually, I was born in the winter.
Were you really? All right. That's right, yeah.
Or actually, no, it was the fall, technically.
All right, 7K coming into life. Still not using the blocker. What is he afraid of? Isn't that is it 7K?
Yeah, we could have free blocked there.
Yeah, I don't like. Okay.
And like, it's not like because we could have used the Robin trigger to, because I think that was a Robin, to
Yeah.
play out the 2-cost beige, which I don't know.
Thanks, Captain. Appreciate you. One day you get old enough and you'll find out. As much love as these two share, I would not put it past them with the footsie man. I'm telling you. Like Quentin Tarantino. That was actually a good line, too. I like that. The Quentin Tarantino's going on in here. We gotta write some comedy scripts. I can't wait till we start doing the D&D campaign that we're gonna try and do for One Piece themed, and just see the lines you come up with in that. I think it's gonna be hilarious. Because you said you locked in. You're gonna build Usohachi, right? Or no. Who'd you say you're gonna be?
I don't know.
You already. All right. There is a campaign I'm trying to draft up for some fun.
I mean,
on the
I feel
side.
like it works better if you just make custom characters set in a world.
Well, yeah, I was gonna make fun with the world, but I want to use the One Piece theme because it just seems to be our highest
Yeah, but
focus.
I'm saying like using the One Piece world
Yeah.
and then. No, it would have to be something heavily modified. I think the best option would be something like Savage Worlds.
Yeah.
Because Savage Worlds just is like a catch-all system.
So
Swinging 6.
I've DM'd before, so I've been able to. I can come up with some decent stories, and I thought it'd be something interesting you guys would enjoy.
Block.
Finally, get a block out of this.
Dead.
If you're gonna use a leader ability, at least get a block out of it.
No, we've blocked. No, I'm saying Spencer blocked, not.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
fair
they're
swing.
attacked. That's right. 9K. Here comes a Gum Gum. Turning to. Did you discard?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's on top of it. It's gear 2. Okay, so discard there. Drew 2. Got through it. All right. Look at the top 5. We've got another gear 2. Probably gonna be
Okay.
kicking
Now
himself
we're
for not
gonna
doing it.
Restand, and then we're gonna cycle with the kid.
Basil Hawkins off the top here, so he does have an opportunity to get some more cards in hand if he wants to take that option. A little bit late to want to set up the Basil Hawkins take a life situation. Do you agree?
I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't think that matters. And the Basil, if we triggered, isn't going to play out. It's just going to draw 2, discard 1, which I think we would take the trigger here. Because we're not dead here, not on board at least. And there's no way, like, we would have to have the 1 of Rush Luffy to out this.
So
Or maybe a Red Rock. But we got Usohachi there.
Yeah. Good analysis. Captain Little says the second edition D&D, so the party can wipe the moment they get in their first pirate adventure. I remember that actually. It's been ages since I played second edition. It's not a bad suggestion. Although I don't know if Wizards is going to be okay with me using their IP. Are they still trying to fight people using, like, hijacking their mechanic system? Is that still a thing, or is that just old news? I haven't.
I don't know. I have stopped caring about D&D ever since I found out that there are significantly better TTRPG systems.
Some of them are very nice. I've enjoyed using some of the makeshift from, it starts with a P.
Pathfinder?
Pathfinder. Yeah, Pathfinder was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I mainly play Lancer, which is a mech TTRPG.
Oh, nice. So you would be down for the Gundam stuff when it happens. Yeah, this is like right up your alley.
I mean, yeah, I like mechs, but I have no reference for Gundam.
Captain says, I don't remember any recent news regarding the old school.
No,
D&D.
I think he's talking about the OGL debacle.
Yeah, where they were trying to copyright people and take them away from that. Do an OP playthrough with Shadowrun.
I don't know about Shadowrun, so that would be
I could look into that. Yeah. Sounds interesting.
It's like, the systems I mainly know are Lancer, Savage Worlds, Cyberpunk Red. I know a little bit about Blades in the Dark because Lancer borrows some things from Blades in the Dark.
This is not me. Go ahead. I want to shoot guns and do
Shadowrun is the one that's fantasy plus sci-fi stuff.
Gotcha.
It's like fantasy plus cyberpunk, yeah.
All right, Vare was able to survive the turn. One life both. Huge board state here. Can we get enough damage through to get the last two? One open from Spencer. Gum most definitely in hand. Would you agree?
Probably. I mean, we know he bottom decked one. He's only playing 3 for some reason.
That's right. I remember seeing that in the deck list. What do you think he would cut that for? It's just more top end? That seems like...
I don't know. We're playing the Thunder Bagras, which we should not be playing if we're not playing 4 Giant.
Right. All right, so it looks like we're going to get a block from this Law attack and not defended either. 10 Dawn. Vare might have the indicator of what he needs to play here.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Ace.
Oh, Ace. Going to heal up and take that last hit. But that's not gonna. That's gonna take away all of the rest of the
we
attacks.
get a block.
We got ourselves 2 Luffy's leader that need a lot of investment, but a nice little blocker and 2 life, 2 attackers. There's unless he gets out the Monkey D. Luffy race.
Yeah, unless we see the one of, which this deck does see pretty much its entire deck, so it's not unlikely.
I think Vare can take this. He's definitely looking like an
Yeah, Vare, I think, is in a very commanding position.
3 cards in hand, so easier math for Spencer, but it looks like Spencer's choice is going to be Sanji, which indicates he's probably going to try and wall up this turn. What do you think?
I mean, maybe. It's also a 2K if we already have everything we want.
So, drawing for turn. Tap in...
6. Or no, 5.
5. Okay.
Okay, 5 for the Nami. Draw more cards. Filter through more, or we know what we're drawing off of the Nami actually because of this stack. Bottom 2. Fix up our
defensive
hand.
type. I don't see a Gum though.
That is a Thunder Bagua, so
yeah. Top knot Thunder Bagua, Usohachi.
Bagua, Godthread, Usohachi.
We have the blocker
Sanji, Dolphy, yeah. So we can play 2 blockers and have Bagua.
All right, 9K coming in. We'll see if we get a defense here from Vare if he decides to take.
We could just block 1K here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Block 1K. He knows that at this point there's no rush coming in.
We have 1K in hand, so
yeah.
Dofi, scry top 5, sort
There's
out. There's the giant.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have bottomed out to that one earlier on. I think that was a massive blunder on Spencer's part.
Great analysis. I completely concur. If you have the opportunity to get it, there's a reason people want this card banned, right?
We should also be playing 4 in the deck.
Absolutely.
Because knowing that there's only 1 left other than the one we bottomed is really rough. We want to be seeing as many giants as possible.
All right, Spencer, no life. Thunder Bagua defense, 2 blockers. 10 full Dawn for Vare. Let's see what he does with it. I don't recommend him not allowing his leader to be able to attack like he did last
Okay,
time.
Nami, we're just...
Ooh, gets rid of one of the blockers.
Yeah,
Good.
Nami kills Nami.
Yep. Aw. Nami on Nami action?
Okay, now we can swing 6 with a Luffy. Or we're loading up 8 for the... Oh, we're going to go 8, 10, 10.
8, 10, 10? Alright.
I think that's the math.
Let's see. All he needs is one of these to connect. Here comes the first 8. Spencer, do I use a blocker? Do I try to counter out of it? Let's find out. It looks like he's gonna go into the Dawn, so it looks like Thunder Bagua.
Yeah, this is... I don't know. This is rough.
Right? The math on that side.
Maybe there is a way Spencer lives, because we know he has, like, I think 2 2Ks in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And the Thunder Bagua, so we have 8K total counter in hand. So this, we would need to get rid of both 2Ks or block or use Bagua.
Yeah.
We cannot counter out of the 2 10K swings unless we save the bot. We need to...
We need the blocker.
We block... So block here... When the last swing's 10, Bagua... we just lose here.
From the math?
Yeah.
All right, the calculation's been proven. Let's see.
Unless Spencer has one more 2... No, because we... Oh, yeah. No. We just... we need to swing 10... Oh, that was... No, we need...
No, the blocker left! No!
That's so rough.
Can we...
We needed to put a
Beijing?
Dawn under... So, yeah, we flipped... So, we have 2 blockers.
Okay.
We really needed to put another Dawn under that law, and we won.
So you think he was just being conservative? Because he wanted an option to be able to put out the blockers, right? You think Bear was just being too conservative that
I
way?
think so. Because we would have had the clean math. Bear didn't know about the Bagua, to be fair. However, we should have been trying to swing those, like, magic numbers.
Absolutely.
And if we swung 10 there, we did have a pudding in hand, so that would have... Actually, the pudding in hand would have saved us. Never mind.
One of the things I find interesting about these, like the top 5, you do have to reveal the card.
Oh, no,
Make sure it's still
this is the top 5. The pudding
Yeah.
is not in hand. Never mind.
So...
Oh, yeah, Bear just threw the game by not doing that.
But there's a lot of mind games you can play, right? So you reveal the Gum, and you don't know how many they're going to show, but now he's basically saying that there's not a bluff. You're not taking any chances with this. I guaranteed have it. It does give a little bit of information away.
Stacking it, so do we have another Sanji to play out the Lifelink? Ooh, that would be rough here. Although
The way that he's placing it looks like he does.
Yeah. Oh, we're taking it back, thinking... Oh, we're adding gear 2? We're not going to be able to do... Oh, because we want a Lifelink.
Okay.
And then still have leader live for... We want a Lifelink, have leader effect live for next turn, potentially, which I think is super greedy. I disagree with that vehemently. We need to have leader effect live. We're not going to get a next turn.
Especially with Bear's board state. He's got to go for lethal here if he wants to win this game
There's
at
no
all.
lethal here.
Between 2... Yeah, there isn't actually. You're right. Because 9... 2 blockers... No, there isn't. There's just absolutely none.
Yeah, there's no lethal. If we heal up, the best bet at living is to take the giant. We can't worry about not having leader effect next turn.
Bottom... The last card is giant. So drawing here
That means we
the
bottom
Nami...
both giants.
And we left... I think he has a Sanji in hand. Because the card right now at the top is Big Mom.
Okay.
First 6K coming in. Looks like we get an easy block if you want to.
Block 2K. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, it could be a free block.
Okay, blocking with the beige.
Okay. Go with the basic block first. Here comes Sanji. Okay, block 1K counter.
Oh,
Just
okay.
take it. Okay. Another Sanji. All right. This one can return. Would you return though? Because it can return what, the Nami and the Luffy.
Nami would get a swing off the board. Like that. That is. I think we needed to get rid of that Nami.
Yeah.
We wanted to have even a semblance, and we needed to take the giant. We can't be concerned about turning off leader effect here when we're not going to get a chance to use leader effect.
Right.
Ocean Man, I see you in chat. Take the giant.
Right.
Play 4 giants.
Jeez. Okay,
That
big attack from Luffy here.
is 7.
7. This is that Marcus strategy, right? Go low, force him to have to use the gum on like a pitiful attack.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, he doesn't even have it. He has year 2.
Well, you look from Vera's perspective, right?
We saw him search the
We
gear
saw him search. We saw him like kind of take it back. He flashed it. Maybe he has 2. Like, right? You think of the mindset.
Okay, takes. But yeah, and we're doing that now. We have bottom deck the only card we can.
I guess.
Yeah, 7 again.
7. Here comes
Gear 2.
All right, but now he's no Don left. Yeah, with the pudding, Bear able to seal the deal. Congratulations, Bear.
Yeah, he bottom decked all of his giants, and that was
just
the blunder.
Ocean, I hope you get a chance to watch this VAD and go back to it.
He was in chat.
He did see the end of it. Like, he came in towards the end of it. I want him to see, like, when we were talking about the deck list and the advice you gave there. Because I think Porter, let's go to us real quick. Porter was giving you some quality advice for some deck construction suggestions and some play strategies here. I think there's a lot to learn here. I think it was an epic matchup between you two. Congratulations, Ver. Been a long time coming. I'm really happy that you were able to get this win. The next matchup is actually not going to be either of these guys. We got a brand new two fighters. I can't wait to showcase. I'm not going to spoil it yet. We'll get into it once you come back. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to re-chat first. Remind everybody. Exclamation point join. 3 packs. But Captain Literal says, I enjoy 2nd edition because it has so much depth of customization and so much depth in mechanics. I've been meaning to try Rifts, though. All right. I mean, we'll definitely have a discussion because we haven't built the campaign yet, but it's been something in the back of my mind. I really want to have like a couch D&D session where just us casters get together and just have some fun. Because when it comes to... in the room while we're doing some gameplay, the commentary between you guys is just hilarious. Even the next one coming up, the 2 people in the room, the commentary was hilarious. Like seeing these 2 go at it, I love the camaraderie as well as just like the epic moments of just us being able to unload and have a good time together. And I think we could bring that in One Piece, or a One Piece-esque type of D&D-esque, or maybe one of these other mechanics. And use that to build like a One Piece campaign. And last thing he says, in the words of Thanos, all this, and you never used your greatest weapon. That's actually a good line. I like that. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. This is going to be it. We got 2 more matches after this. Can't wait. Showcase. Don't forget, hit exclamation point join. 3 packs. And we'll get you guys all set up for the wheel. Stay tuned. Thanks for being here. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Humble Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D. With me.
It is I.
I'm going to clip that. And it's going to be a new little voice thing that I can just push when I want to now.
Okay.
I love it. All right, guys, welcome
I
back.
expect royalties.
Good call. Good man. We're heads in the right space. I love it. We got our last couple matches we're going to showcase to you guys, and we're getting into, of course, the pack openings for all the exclamation point join. Thank you, Richie. Appreciate it. Good to see you. And by the way, your package is out, so that might be your night. We're going to find out tonight if the theory's right. As soon as I get all that stuff taken care of and sent out.
Little pound cake. If you want a one-page TTRPG, I've got a game for you.
Oh God!
I don't know if I can say the. Can I say one light swear word real quick?
We haven't sworn it all today, and you're allowed one in PG, so we're gonna allow you one swear that's gonna be for it.
Look up the game Goblin with a Fat Ass.
Okay. Well, there you go, guys. There's our one.
That is a one-page TTRPG done by a lot of the people who work on Massive Press, who do Lancer, Icon, I think maybe Kane. They do a lot of a lot of really great TTRPGs, and they made just one joke one.
Oh, he's played it. He loves that game. All right. I love All Might's response to it. That's great. Good to see it. But he's like, what? What did I just come into? Is that Chicken Teddy's face too? Is that one of his emotes? That's awesome. Guys, I want to get into the next game. We got a great one. It's going to be Porter and Big Merc on the championship table here. Both players undefeated. They play this one. That is his face. I knew it. I can just tell. That is a good caption. Whoever captioned that and turned that into one of those icons, hats off to him. Well done. If that was you, All Might, great job. That's awesome. I'm going to have something coming out soon. I had a look that I wanted to copy from Divine Lotus. I showed him the Nuclear poster, and I looked at him, I was like, dude, it's like Nikkei. And the look he gave me of utter disappointment that I would compare an Alpha Clash hero versus his game in Nikkei was just, it
What, all I know about Nikkei is it's the most gooner thing ever.
It really is. Yeah.
The gun fires and there's jiggle physics.
There's a lot of jiggle physics, kind of. Yes.
Whenever it's a game that as they shoot the games and or the guns and every time the gun has recoil, it has jiggle physics and because
all
the annoying ads.
Precisely. Yeah, it just the utter disappointment. I think only my father has given me that look where I could feel the disappointment coming in here because I dared make that cross comparison. Alpha Clash, she's fully clothed too. She's just a great character. I'm building her deck. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys want to check out that game, you can. It's on my Patreon account. I've got rules and gameplay and basically how to deal with that. It's another community we're building aside. The only way you're going to find that content is on Patreon. I don't have time to run a YouTube or anything for that. So, we got Luffy TV too. Man, you got these got these from all over the place. I love it. Love these emotes. I need to get some good ones. I need to get some good functional ones. We do have some great ones coming away, by the way. The raid discourse coming in. We got some of the catchphrases and whatnot. Before we get into the gameplay, I did want to bring up something that I wanted everyone else to check out. I was thoroughly impressed and surprised by this, and I wanted to spread the joy. If you guys haven't checked out the K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix yet, hour-and-a-half movie. I watched it. I wanted to put it on the background for something to listen to while I was doing some work on a channel and getting some stuff done. I put down everything and I watched it. I was smiling cheek to cheek. It was a very enjoyable experience. I was not expecting that. I honestly could not recommend it high enough for you guys. Check it out on Netflix. It is a very fun movie. Great, kid friendly all the way through. Just I love the animation style. I love the reworked on the music video, and I was feeling all the endorphins, guys. It was all the kinds of goodness with that. So highly recommend it. Go check it out, guys. It's a lot of good fun. It's an hour and a half. Just sit back and just smile and enjoy it. It's a very comical movie. But you were saying, what are you into right now? What are you trying to pick up?
I'm currently watching Pluto, which. Love the work of Naoki Urasawa. Pluto is a reimagination of the Astro Boy arc, World's Greatest Robot, I think it is.
Yes. Yeah.
Done by Naoki. The original is, of course, Osamu Tezuka, godfather of manga and all. And this is a reimagination of that arc done by Naoki Urasawa behind Monster, 20th Century Boys, Billy
Very deep.
Bat, like just one of the most engaging writers out there. And Pluto is excellent.
Yeah.
They did an excellent job with the production quality
I couldn't
on it
agree
too.
more. Story
leaps
just-
and bounds above something like Solo Leveling. I had to bring it in at least.
Of course, it's fine. It wouldn't be a Humbo stream if we didn't bring it back up. Good. But I agree with you. I think that is definitely not a movie you can watch, or a show, sorry, you can watch and have your phone up, guys. It's an incredibly thought-provoking show that I definitely recommend you guys check it out. I watched that one, I think about a year ago or so. It's been a while. But it is just phenomenal. Check it out if you really want some compelling storytelling. He's 100% right. But what else are you in there? And Matt Sopa, good to see you. What else are you?
What do you mean?
Solo plotline. You guys are so cruel. What you said? It wasn't just that. You were in 3 different anime right now.
Or no, I was just talking about the other works of Urasawa.
Sure, but when we were outside, you said you were into 3 different things right now. Right?
I thought I just said Pluto.
Was it just Pluto?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to suggest to him something to get into. I don't know if you guys, of course, you've probably already heard 1,000 times. To Be Hero X, check it out, guys. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like I'll probably. It looks alright. It's Chinese animated, right?
I believe so, yeah.
The one experience I had watching a Chinese animated show was actually really positive. If you've seen the show Scissor 7, that one's really
Oh,
great.
yeah, Scissor 7. Yeah.
Great art style. It starts off at like very comedic tone, and the tone shifts like a lot more like very action heavy, very more like standard Chinese sword fantasy. But the world building's really good. The art style's great. The animation is phenomenal, and the characters are like, and it's like decently charming writing. Like it's a fun show.
Yeah.
I'd give it a watch.
I 100% agree with you. Yeah, there's a lot of these good shows that you can just really sit back and just enjoy it. And I think that the ones that really captivate people and plot, they really grab the best out of it is the ones that can play with your emotions at different levels. And my example would be like Dan to Dan, right? I thought it was going to be campy fun. It's just getting into it. Then it turns into like a very emotional drive. Then it gets into it's all over the place. And even the IP that we happen to be covering today. One Piece. If Oda is a master of anything, it's not just character development, it's getting you to hit every single end of the spectrum when it comes to emotions. This man has had me feeling from everything from utterly defeated and depressed to the most excited human being, like I almost won the lottery kind of feeling. Like he's given me all kinds of highs and lows that I think certain drugs would be amiss to try to copy in some cases. Obviously, I'm kind of like glazing him, if you will, but it's seriously, it's good stuff. He's got me crying on times I didn't think I was going to cry. He's gotten me, especially if you guys are catching up with the anime right now, but he's gotten times where he's gotten me just totally invested on wanting to see the outcome, and even though it's a pro-con, it's a shonen, you kind of know where things are going to go in a way.
Guys, I think Luffy might become king of the pirates at the end of the story.
Ooh, God.
I know that, like,
No.
daring theory. I know, like, massively daring theory. I think Luffy might be king of the pirates. I think he might find the One Piece.
Bro, we just spoiled the whole plot. I agree with you completely. All right, guys, I just wanted to share that. I hope you guys check that stuff out if you have the time. Could not recommend it more. I promise you, if you just check some of these things, read them, come back to us. If it's not your style, it's not your style. It's okay. But we're trying to give you good recommendations of things that have really appealed to us.
Good recommendations and solo leveling.
It's just never gonna die. It's just all right, let's get to the next
Die when
matchup.
people stop liking the series.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I don't think it's ever happened. It appeals to a good base. Like,
It appeals to the lowest common denominator slob audience that just wants generic power fantasy.
let people enjoy things. It's fun.
No, I'm a hater. I am a hater, and I will always be a hater when it comes to solo leveling. Nate, okay, here's a challenge.
All right, go ahead. Good.
Without Googling, name 5 characters that aren't Sung Jin-woo or his summons. And name, not just their role.
I can't name the summons. I can't go to Egress and...
No summons. That's too easy.
Okay.
That's too easy.
All right. This is literally the worst challenge you could give to a man when it comes to names. Like, I'm terrible with people's names, by the way.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm the same way, but like most shows, I could name like 5 characters from the show.
I mean, I can tell you in-depth character development and what a character represents. But when it comes to the actual names, I'm telling you, it's just not there. Like, if you want me to talk about the Beast Man, the guy that turns into a Beast Factor, who had to learn humility through the expert, realizing that he wasn't the strongest. We had the guy that thought he was God tier in Japan, who legitimately got his own upcomings because he thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread and no one could beat it, and they had a
It's the same arc. They all think they're hot shit and they get mogged by Sung Jin Woo. It's the same arc over and over again, just to fulfill a power fantasy without giving them depth.
And then we have the character that was a healer that was actually
dies.
No, she's still alive.
Oh, the B class healer.
Yes, the B class hero. Yeah, the B class hero
who just disappears from the plot and does nothing else for.
They do a good farewell with that. They realized they were going down two different paths. I don't think the anime did a good job of explaining that one. But they do actually have a moment where they understand that they're on two different pathways that they couldn't align up. But she basically had, as a high level, would always go to the low one because she wanted to look after people and wanted to help people. And she was super traumatized by some of the other gates that she'd gone through, and used that as a way to kind of help out the lowest hero out there, someone that just couldn't help it. Yeah, the path. I'm a scrub healer. He's OP. I'm a scrub healer. He's OP.
It's literally just Sung Jin Woo is so cool, and look at all these characters that Sung Jin Woo is cooler than. It's not actually deep.
I think it's a lot deeper than you're willing to give it credit for. If you have a situation where you were given ultimate power, and the only person in the entire universe that can actually get stronger, and your option is to get stronger, and do you abuse that power? Do you take that? You have a choice because you are the biggest, baddest person out there. Do you have the point where you're going to be self-sacrificing still? Or are you going to be selfish like the rest of the billionaires that exist today? Or the people that have made it in the existence? Or do you get corrupted like all the rest of the alpha, the top heroes who become selfish and self-aggrandizing and egotistical and turn into exactly what we would expect humans would do? Whereas we have Sung Jin Woo, who's not willing to go that. What is it that makes it in him?
You know what also does that? Beowulf. Thousands of years old story, and arguably I think Beowulf is actually kind of boring, but Beowulf does the same thing, and like solo leveling doesn't do anything to like iterate on that. It's like just the most bare bones like things. He unironically has to do the One Punch Man workout. The entire point of that is that it's ridiculous that someone can get to Saitama's power level doing that workout. The entire point is it is a joke.
Yeah, and a joke, because it definitely would not make you extremely healthy to follow that regimen.
It would make you healthy. It wouldn't make you able to jump from planet to planet and fight gods.
The point of that was, in a way, you guys can use that as a way to...
The point is, yes, it is like an intense workout regimen that you can use, but the point is, it is also ridiculous to imagine that you would actually become powerful through that. The point is that it is absurd that Saitama is the way he is doing that kind of workout.
Thank you, All Might. I like that. That mentality, guys. Like, honestly, you basically, there is a little bit of a soft manipulation. This happens in all anime, by the way. If they're trying to, you'll see a lot of stuff that like they're trying to do in Japan right now, where they're trying to enhance more the couple culture because they're having a growth issue. They're actually at a decline.
Shinzo Abe, our dearly departed.
Yeah, there is a lot of the stuff that you're going to see, these motives and these themes and memes that are not memes, but these themes that are trying to.
I mean, memes in a scientific sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. But get
the
those
DNA of the soul.
Get these people into proper behaviors and encourage things that they're trying to encourage within a society that's actually kind of falling apart right now. They're at a dangerous decline that I hope that they find a solution to, because those that don't know, once you get into a certain decline, the negative recoil effects, it's very hard to overcome. Outside of having like needing a baby booming thing to overcome it, because there's a lot of
if they didn't have such like toxic work culture that required undying loyal, like at the end of the day it's unchecked. We're not going to go into politics, but
not the politics, but the reality,
it's the unchecked nature of how business is run in Japan. I'm not going to use the C word because that would stir up too much debate. But
no, we're not here for that kind of conversation. The point that we're trying to make here is that when it comes to this, the One Punch Man may be a meme, but in reality, what they're trying to say is that that's the most basic workout you could do to stay healthy, and it encourages other people to do so. It's the same thing Dragon Ball Z did to try and keep like. It's why the gym bros loved it. It was an expression of that great power level that you're trying to increase yourself to, the Chad meme where you're trying to like, I need to be like that guy, like that's what it's all about. The reference to what you're trying to do is a very basic but highly recommended, because if you look to any of the health advisors, the ones that really care about your health, it's a good routine. You should try it out. Pompey says, how about Bear season 4, y'all? Man, what a ride. Bear I haven't heard of this one.
Is there an anime just called Bear?
Yeah, is it an anime just called Bear? Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of it. I'm sorry. I've been watching the new, slowly catching up here with the new Windbreaker awesome season, by the way. It's getting up some heated, but I haven't heard about Bear yet. Oh, of course, One Piece. All right, we've digressed enough. Let's get into the final matchups here, guys.
Yeah.
Ready? All right, here we go. Yamato is going to be up on deck here against Porter here. This is Big Merc's little baby child he's trying to be growing up with, and wants to turn in using those new starter decks to really see if this deck can compete in today's meta. I've seen this thing in action. I think it has some certain win cons, especially in best of one. It has a lot of ways to high roll, kind of like Bella Betty does. If you can get the right kind of combination, for those that have never seen this thing before, I'm sorry, this is really old, and it used to be used as your staple for limited. But basically,
this was always like the second or third best thing you could be doing in limited because of 4 Light. It used to be ST2, Eustace Kid used to be the best. Then it was Bonnie, and then it was this.
So this one, if your opponent has 3 or less life cards, give up to 2 Rested Dawn cards to one of your characters. So a really nice little added effect on top of the fact it has a base double attack on it. And the power to win here is basically load up the leader to get that double attack in the early game, because you have cards like Onami and a new starter deck that we'll go over to has a very similar effect. The on play gives the character cards or leader gain banish. So you basically on the 5 Dawn turn load this thing up, give your leader banish with an AK swing, hoping your opponent can't defend the AK, and you basically take out 2 life with no added card benefit.
Yeah, this is maybe one of the biggest lobotomy decks, where the best way to play this deck is to detach your frontal lobe and swing big number constantly.
Yeah.
It is just I'm not to say this deck isn't doesn't have technical player skill, but this is a very brain off deck just in general, of just monkey brain, hit hard, big swing, caveman.
Yeah, and high rolling too.
He's got the club, so hit with big stick.
So true. That's actually, I like that. That's a great crossover analysis like that. This is the Ezo that has a similar on play and searchable, by the way, in this deck, which is pretty good. It is indeed the Unga Bunga. Right, it's small. I completely agree. It also comes with a secret. This one's not often played.
This is from
honestly.
OP1. Yeah. This was more played in really early. When this was played was OP2, when Kinemon was a rogue-ish deck. You could turn 2, play this out if you're going second with Kinemon, because Kinemon's leader effect lets you play a land of Wano for 1 less.
Yeah. Right now, he still has it in the deck. I haven't seen it in too many lists recently, but hats off to you.
Double attack banish, not bad. Play it off of the Hiyori for 1 Dawn less. You can also play the 5-cost Momonosuke that heals you for that. So there are options there. Yeah,
this deck wants to win before the 10 Dawn turn. It's been challenged a bit with the blue-purple and the black-purple Luffy in the race to get to that 10 Dawn turn before dropping the big threats. But really, this deck thrives on getting underneath most decks. It tries to add that early pressure, catch your opponent with an empty hand or a light-handed bricks, get that banish effect. If you can hit it once, it's usually pretty game-ending. You got to be very careful.
Double attack banish, that is that is just such a devastating thing. It's really difficult to come back from.
Yeah, and for those that might not know the rules, if you have 1 life and you would double attack, you do not win the game.
Foreshadowing is quite subtle.
You don't win the game immediately because there is the rule that you have to attack when they have 0 life for the lethal attack. So if you're not familiar with that, even though it has double attack, if they're at 1 life, you're still only doing 1. You don't get to win the game immediately. You still have to attack afterwards. Answers to that would be the Hody Jones. This is the top of the top end of this deck has, and it has the ability to rest not only your blockers but also your Dawn to stop those Gum Gum Giants. This is the card we were talking about earlier. That might be an answer to the Gum Gum Giant.
I mean, Hody is just such a good card. Just tap 2 anything and rush. Yeah, you take a life. What do you care? If you're playing this, you're ending the game.
Right. And I would be remiss if I didn't notice a huge trend of yellow decks playing Kikinojo for obvious reasons. They're currently leading the meta as a blue-purple.
Yeah. So this less immediately live, just constantly. I mean, Yamato's whole shtick originally was like, you swung once with leader and everything would be turned on because the double attack, even against a 5 life leader, everything would be 3 or less life. But now with the starter deck, they seem to be leaning more towards using the second part of the leader effect, which is attaching 2 rested Dawn.
Yeah. And now this one up against, I'm not really going to talk to this one. This is your baby. And by the way, if you read the Patreon, you know the rules about what's happening with this deck. If you didn't, it's on you. But please tell me about this deck.
So you decided to use one of the lists without any of the starter deck cards, so...
Well, I believe someone actually requested that I keep...
my current list, yes, which I didn't give you. You could use one with the starter deck cards in it, because that's not my current list.
Yeah, I figured trying to keep it away from people, because we are literally 2 days away from the championship, and you being on camera have the disadvantage of potentially giving away your list.
So we'll just go over what I can. Leader effect, Dawn ×1, all your characters gain +1 cost. This comes up a lot, especially in the current meta where you are most likely to see removal against 6 costs. Linlin removes 6 costs, Gravity Blade removes 6 costs, and I think those are the 2 most prevalent pieces of removal in the game right now. So seeing those, nullifying those for certain cards that aren't in this list, I'm just not going to talk about them then. Even though they are kind of relevant, whatever. I don't think they come up in this game. And then the main event, your turn. So if you're using Gum Gum Giant, this doesn't happen. Once per turn, if 2 or more Dawn cards on your board are returned to your Dawn deck, set 1 is active, 1 is rested. And you have Giant, you have this Rush Sanji, which is tap a 6 or less and give it Rush.
Notably, it says 1 or more, so you can activate leader ability with this.
Combos well with Black Maria to just ramp some.
Yeah, I believe, how many is it? Just 2? In the earlier stages, if you played on curve, it only gets 2 ramp, right?
Usually, if you're playing Black Maria, you're ramping 1, and then at the end of the turn, you'll be returning 2 to proc leader ability for ramp. Usually, you want to be ramping with the Zoro instead, which is a body, and it immediately ramps when you can swing 7 with lead.
Would you recommend the new 6 cost Luffy in this deck?
Yes.
Homie, good to see you. Welcome back, Yo Pie in the chat. Appreciate you. You're in the running for the 2-packs giveaway. Guys, we got a matchup. Blink and you miss it. Unga Bunga style. Can Porter defend long enough to just punish this deck in the late game? Or can Big Merc, Unga Bunga, the way to victory? You tell me. The poll is out. I don't know if it ended right now. I don't know. Did we talk about it?
Yeah, the poll's ended.
It's poll. Okay. So the poll's out. You guys had your opportunity to tell me who do you think's going to win.
You still have the pie slice up, by the way.
My bad.
That didn't give anything away, by the way.
It was just,
totally.
Hey, good sportsmanship. I like this. Big Merc starting off.
Okay.
Did he win the die roll ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So winning the die roll, get it.
Yeah, it was high roll. I rolled 1-2.
Oh.
So.
Ugh.
He would have had to roll Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
But he didn't, so.
How dare you not roll Snake Eyes when the opponent throws 3 at you? Very rarely does it happen, but it feels so, just surprising.
All right, and there's the Ezo.
Okay, all right. He has one of the combo pieces. This deck, I think, honestly got improved for the fact it has 2 Onami effects in it. You got 8 copies of the Onami effect. And I call it that because it was original. But
Yeah.
passing back the turn. I imagine the next turn probably going to swing 8 for Big Merc here, but Porter, I think his main concern here, just trying to set his hand up, see if he can get some kind of counter. Yep, good go for a search. So if you're playing this thing, take the first hit, try to block out the second kind of strategy.
We'll get to it too.
Well, just in general.
Yeah, I think you probably should be taking the first hit, and well, it's going to come up soon enough. I learned this the hard way here.
Okay, but in general, I'm thinking like for actual gameplay, especially with a 4 life leader, take the first hit. Unless you have the ability to counter to both, because you got to think that this game really just has this play. I'm going to swing 8 for this turn. Next turn, I'm going to put out the Onami effect and swing 8 again, right?
Yeah.
So here comes the block. We got 2Ks out of here. That's going to safely get him out of this attack. Hopefully Porter saved himself with the counter for the next attack, but he's going back to his turn. Let's. Here comes 5. We'll see if we get 1 on a counter out of Big Merc here.
Oh, yeah. I remember what I was trying to do here, but I'm not going to say it because it wasn't in the deck list.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Big Merc in the tank here. I love how much he thinks in this Unga Bunga style deck here. And if you guys seen this guy in real life, he is the Unga Bunga of Unga Bungas. All right, given 1 for that secret rare.
Ramping.
Okay, there you go. Get a nice little ramp here.
Probably not the play, but...
So, ramping out 1 additional, 3 open. Do we have a blocker?
I could swing 5. Not for 3, not for 3.
Yeah, we got the 4.
Just swing 5.
Okay, 5 coming in. We'll see if we get 1 from Big Merc here.
No, I think that's a pretty easy take, too.
Yeah. Now, on to Big Merc. Needs this one to land here. Did you leave open? Nope. Okay. So, no Don open. Big Merc probably going to do the Unga Bunga style, using that Ezo picked up from the search from the Yamato. I'm telling you guys, this deck very, very linear in the first couple steps. That's why we call it the Unga Bunga. And count it out. Big Merc doing the high math, those high calculations where you have the 10 fingers and the 10 toes. I got this much. I do this much. If I do this, I do this much. Put the Ezo to the front. Tapping 2. Here comes Ezo. Banish equipped. Here comes 8. Can Porter counter out of this swing?
Nope.
No!
And I missed on a ramp and a 2K.
Taking a double hit for the banish here. Now in the lethal range and have the 3 life or less. Can equip the Yamato for an additional attack. Using leader ability. Debating on it?
I think we're debating on the law or face.
Okay. Definitely has to be worried about the late game, but that connector is usually a death sentence for some people. We'll see if Porter can recover. Porter letting him take his options. Or did you kind of guide him on what would be the best choice in this situation?
No.
Okay. Yamato looks like it's coming face. All right, yep, got a 1K. That's a 1K, right?
Yeah, that's 1K.
Yeah, 1K. Big Merc gonna pass it back. Time for Porter to start putting out some bodies. Hopefully a blocker or 2. Get himself to the top game where his deck really can take this deck apart. I think Porter really excels towards the late game here. Top end just so much healthier.
This is actually very much a mid-game deck, actually.
Really? With the way you built it, or just in general?
I mean, you want to be playing a lot of 6 costs, so...
All right, here we go. Zoro Ramp coming in for a free attack. See if we get 1. Big Merc looking very bricked up, by the way. Did you get the indication? Oh, Kikinojo off from life. You hate to see it. But this is exactly why yellow decks are playing more and more of this. Here comes 5. We'll see if we get 1. It's looking like. Yep. Search Yamato the block. Here comes 4. Blocker? 5. 4?
6.
6 for blocker.
Because I ramped 1.
Yep. So Sanji blocker, one open, has a Gum Gum Giant, either bluffing or real, we'll find out. But definitely leave that one open for defense. Getting every drop out of that.
Yep.
All right, Big Merc, let's see, 5, 7 Dawn. Could play an Onami or could just put out the Hody Joneses in his hand. Well, it's looking like it. Here comes good old Hody, resting that blocker.
And the Dawn, so.
Taking him off from the ability to use Gum Gum Giant. Putting himself in a little bit of precariously dangerous situation. Mad God Momo, welcome back. Good to see you. Thanks for exclamation point join. We'll make sure we add you to the wheel towards the end. 2 packs. This is going to be the second to last match. We got one more after this. 5K gets one out of hand for Porter. Now on Big Merc, do we go board? Do we go face? Now away from lethal. Ba-boom! Hey, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Bad God Momo. Appreciate you. Yeah. Big Merc's biggest decision. Do I go board or do I go face? No longer do I have the opportunity to go for game, given my simple 5K swing came in. Haven't used leader ability yet to equip the Kikinojo. Here comes 8. Going life. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Here comes, yeah, almost forgot to use leader ability. Here we go. Got another 8 coming in. This going into Sanji blocker? No, going to life. Okay. Big Merc basically telling Porter next turn or die. Clean up my board or face my wrath.
Unfortunately, I am stuck with a 10 cost in hand that I'm at 9 Dawn.
All right, let's see where this goes. 9 Dawn. And the 10 cost would be the extra turn.
Turn skip, yeah. Only 10 cost you play.
Yeah. I love that card so much. We got an awesome clip of that with Diego pulling that, a little pound cake pulling it on stream. Got that from his tournament he was on for his online tournament.
The base art?
No, it was alt art for it, but it was the 10 cost. It wasn't the manga or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
The PRB alt art or the OP5 alt art?
I think it was OPO5 at that time, if I remember correctly. All right, comes 5, simple 1K counter out. Homie says, you are the one bottom life trust. What?
You're the one who should disappear bottom life.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Good. Out of hand, though. Here we go. 7. Can he defend it? I think Porter's strategy of just going life here, very smart.
Yeah, I'm just dead next turn, so I'm just...
This is the option you had.
Yeah, this is just a last-ditch effort to...
Oh, takes the 2 out of hand, immediately takes him off. So with that, the 8K on lead is not going to be lethal or threatening it. Here comes 7, leaving 1 open for the Gum Gum Giant. Going to Kikinojo.
I need the body. I don't care about the heal because if I can live next turn, I can maybe start stabilizing because I have the 10 drop in hand.
And you've taken everything out of his hand too.
Yeah,
for resources
so
here.
No cards in hand, 10 drop potentially. If I can live this turn, or no, if I have a giant, I can't 10 drop. But if I can live this turn, I might be able to stabilize, but it's not looking good.
Gotta hope that Big Merc screws the math up here. Man's doing his calculations. Unga Bunga has counted up to 9 Dawn. 9 Dawn plus big swing, maybe? What do you guys think? Do we go into leader? Do we split it up? Do we divide our attacks? The blocker is shields down. Unga Bunga loaded up, all in with Hody Jones. Here comes Gum Gum Giant. We're up to 9. Return 2. We're fighting off, what is Hody, 8 base? It's a 17 total?
17, yeah.
Yeah, 17. So we're up 9. We need 8 more. Or 9 more, technically. Here comes 1.
So
1.
I saw all my 2Ks way too late.
Yeah. Wow. The trio of Nico Robbins, but nothing else. It's not going to be enough. Big Merc taking down the championship with the Unga Bunga style. I'm pretty sure you guys saw that one coming. It was kind of like a little foreshadowed in the way that we played that thing. This is how this deck wins, guys.
Yeah, had I taken on the non-banished swing, I think I would have been in a lot more favorable of a position because I would have had 10 Dawn to do a 10 drop play, and I think that would have cinched the game right there.
Yeah. Being able to, you got to be able to stabilize, and I think like advice to the rest of you out there: take the first hit if you can't defend both. If you can't defend both, you can't put out a blocker, which is actually how this deck usually loses with people with the early game blocker stuff out there. A lot of people have been like the 1-cost blockers that were really easy to just establish a good board state and prevent yourself from having to take that banish swing. It's usually the best route. It's why the deck kind of fell out of favor, because a lot of people are playing the early blockers, and especially with the way the black decks have been playing out now, you don't have the raw blue cheese or the smokers, the rest of them that can easily remove 1K block or 1-cost blockers. So it's kind of like free reign for decks right now to play a lot of those 1K blockers and answer this deck. But if you can dodge that, or your opponent doesn't see it, high roll, high risk, high reward. And that's what happens with this one. Big Merc's going to be joining us on a den with a new deck. He wants to try out this Blackbeard after the starter deck. So really trying out a lot of these new decks using the new starter deck. And he's going to be up against a new fan favorite, especially one of the channel, because I see the potential in this deck. It hasn't been met yet. I think that there's a lot of... What did we say about the Zoro? What was it? It's under...
Not the Zoro, the Kuzan, you mean?
Yes, the Kuzan, thank you. The Kuzan.
Underexplored.
Underexplored. I would say I would 100% call this leader underexplored. We got blue, yellow, Nami, the newest one from OP11 in the flesh. We're going to check this out. A new one from Amito, trying to see if he can work it out. I'd say if you watched our channel last Monday, you'd have heard a lot of us discussing that it's really yellow, blue good stuff at the moment. There's not a whole lot of...
It's not like a core strategy. It's just... whatever stuff fits well with the deck, and that's it.
We're going to get into the deck list and check out this match. It's a decently long one. We got some good conversations we can have. But yeah, we've been checking this out. There's DK-ish in our Discord channel has been trying to make this thing work. I'd love to see this thing get the appropriate support to really kind of create a universal theme of what it's trying to do. Its power is insane. We're going to go over it right now, but as a leader, we already knew the effect was going to be pretty powerful. It's already has access to some of the best colors in the game, arguably, and this is coming from a red player, but I can admit that the bottom decking removal spells, the balancing effects, this stuff has always been...
We are a long way from OP3. Red is far from being the best color these days.
Still think it has potential in some decks. Bello Betty still has some potential and some high swings, but it is a high risk, high reward with that Bello Betty deck. Let's get into these deck lists, shall we? Seeing what in yellow players' life is always fun, right? And just the life manipulation, the ridiculous triggers you get for yellow. We're of course playing Kikinojo, like we talked about last time, right? The Kikinojo just absolutely a great answer in today's meta, and something that was really good when red purple Luffy was the menace. Now with blue purple Luffy, similar 3-life 6K leader, it's time for Kiko to return. Not only does it have the ability to come out of life and just give you a nice little 6K body, which matches those 6Ks, but if you decide to have to kill this, you gain a life for free. But what are we talking about this, Nami? Tell me about this, Nami.
Okay, so during your turn, if an effect is... or whenever a card is removed from either player's life area, which means if it's like taken from like trash from an effect or taken from battle, if you have 7 or less cards in hand, draw a card.
Yeah.
So just free draw, and then Dawn ×1 on opponent's attack once per turn, trash a card from your hand. This leader gains plus 2k for the turn, so it's a 7k on your opponent's turn.
Yeah, just needs 1 Dawn underneath it, discard a card, which is already gaining so much in resources as it is. This is not a negative. You got a 7k leader. Insane ability. Of course, it's playing those 1k blockers, or 1-cost blockers I was telling you about. We got this new amazing Zeus card. I love this one.
Which synergizes well because it procs the first effect of the leader.
Absolutely. Yep. Then we have the Charlotte Pudding, the menace that is in blue that just prevents people from being able to build up those huge hands for massive blocking capability or countering capability in the late game. Utilizing that secret rare from OP11
this
here.
is probably the best home for this secret rare is this Nami deck. Either that or Boa, just because rush, on attack, trash a card, return a 4-cost to hand, which in this deck you're usually returning your own cards, but occasionally like you can return a blocker to hand or something. And then give a rest to Dawn, so giving the rest to Dawn for a leader effect.
Well, I like a lot of the cards that are in this deck. The one that I always felt like should have more of a red target. This thing's insane.
What attacking really once per turn for this deck?
Do you think so?
Yeah, I mean, like it's a good card, but I don't know. This feels slow.
This card has always just been a menace to me. Having
Yeah,
that
this card's
constant
crazy,
draw.
especially in decks like Usopp. But like, I don't know. And I'm seeing a lot of cards that like. This could be a 6-cost Robin, which would do really well in this deck. You could also play the 6-cost Lin, which would do really well. 4-cost Basil, which I think you should be playing instead of the Kikanojo. I think it's mostly
just hands
better.
down. Yeah. That card's absolutely insane.
We're only playing one Red Hawk for whatever reason, which feels kind of weird. It's just a 1-of. Same for the 5-cost Katakuri. It's like just these weird ratios of like these 1-ofs, like that seems not very confident on what we're playing.
This is the third blue yellow Nami deck we've seen, and the last one I had to use a scroll just to see it because this is the issue we've had since day one. There's not a lot of consistency. You're throwing a lot of really quality good cards that you think will be good at certain situations, but do you see them when you want to see them? When you have this much disparity, these 1-ofs, these all over the place, you want to see them, but it's like you have to see them when you need to see them. And when you're not playing 4-ofs, you're not playing consistency toward a single type of strategy for win con. I feel like sometimes it just doesn't line up right. And this deck is due for a huge overhaul that really just says, listen, I want to do this turn, this turn, this turn, this turn, and this is my win con, or this is my optimal win con. Here's my secondary win con, and figure out what the best ratio to make that happen as many times as possible. And that's really what.
Also, 4 Red Rock is incredibly overkill.
You're right. I was curious about that, but this is Mito's deck. We're gonna see.
I would probably split that between 4 Red Rock, 2 Gravity Blade, because we're seeing a lot of go wide strats between Zero and Bello, and Gravity Blade is able to easily clean those up.
So, going into this, Blackbeard versus we haven't done the Blackbeard deck yet. Sorry, Blackbeard. This
Did you
one.
put up a poll for this one? You haven't put up a poll.
Oh, I haven't. Thank you. Good memory. Can you tell me about this deck while I do the poll?
It's Blackbeard. I can't see a lot of the deck because it's being covered. Okay, yeah, this is pretty standard Blackbeard fare. You're trying to turbo through your deck to get to 10 cost. You have a few new tools. You have the 6 cost Kuzan blocker to block on KO, play a 5 or less, which is usually going to be the 5 cost Kuzan or the 4 drop Burgess. It does come in rested, so you do have to be aware of that. You do have the new Caribou from 11, which is a 1 cost 2k blocker. It has and a 2k counter. And it does have a negative on-play effect, but that doesn't matter because your leader turns off on plays. And then, other than that, like you have the new 7-cost Teach, which gives you something to do on your odd curve, but otherwise it's Blackbeard. You've seen this deck.
It's honestly one of the cheapest decks you can make today.
Oh yeah, I know. This deck's dirt cheap outside of exactly Finger Pistol.
And this is, if you're trying to get new players into it, I don't know if you want to put, as far as complication, and mind you, the spectrum's weird for complication. This is by far the more complicated decks to play because you need to know the matchups, right?
Like, yeah, you need to have like a decent amount of game sense, but you're
playing this very linear deck. Like the deck itself is super linear. It's just how you manage the resources for that linear game plan.
We've been saying since the original release of this that if you don't understand the matchups, you don't understand where it is you're, activating leader ability, you're going to be up a creek. You know, it's very difficult to win. But if you do have that, it rewards the knowledge of that player to understand that. There are, as you said though, a lot of very basic strategies. You want to get Jesus Burgess up to 7-8k. So this thing's swinging.
Want to be playing 10 costs, like successive 10 costs. And then, like, after you have a board full of 10 costs, you're just swinging and trying to kill your opponent.
Yeah.
After stalling the game for long enough. And the rest of the deck is removal tools.
And recursion.
And not recursion. There's
you got Masterly Teach now. You got Kuzan now. There's things to get
it's
things
not
back.
Really recursion is more of just like that's like just to ease the pain of
Having a discard every single turn.
Yeah. Whereas, like, it's mainly just turboing through your deck to get to your linear game plan and removal options because it's black deck.
So, let's go back at this, the yellow Nami. What are the optimal turns to be activating leader ability?
We do not have a lot of on plays in this
I noticed
deck.
this. Nami is kind of an on play for draw. The Jozu for the bounce.
I mean, like, sure, like, but
and
it's
maybe
like,
the pudding if you were fearing the pudding.
You're Blackbeard. You shouldn't.
You shouldn't be at the point where pudding hurts you. You're right. That's solid
it's
assessment.
Like,
do you even care?
like, I guess 8 Don. You want to turn off the 8-cost kid?
That's right, because is it on play to rest and then to take life?
Like, that's like the one thing, but it's like. Like,
I feel like a brain broke you with this question. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't think there's a good chance to use leader effect. I think leader effect is just not fantastic into this.
Yeah, it's almost always a negative. And there's enough other options, depending on what they see, that it just doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll see if that actually is a benefit to them. We're going to see them head-to-head. Mito versus Big Merc. Head-to-head here. Blink 300,000 times and you miss it. That's a longer game. That was kind of a play on the...
Yeah, I'm just trying to... So, 300,000... Do you... So, 100,000 divided by 10 is 10,000. Do you blink 10 times or 10,000 times a minute?
You'd have to if you want to miss it. You'd have to.
Yeah.
There's always the option of just closing your eyes.
Yeah.
But there's a fun way of just blinking 300,000 times. Like, there's options. I'm saying there are options, people. I'm giving you options. You're welcome.
Okay, turn 1, we're just putting the Dawn under Nami and passing.
Opportunity
Who won
for
the
a second
die
roll.
roll?
I believe it was Big Merc on this one.
Okay, yeah. Because you always want to be taking Teach off of even.
Absolutely. Big Merc high in the high rolls for this thing. We'll see if he can continue that trend here. Lafayette going for a search.
And this one was a fun game. This wasn't part of the tournament.
Yeah, this was just to get some extra additional content because the game ended pretty quickly. I think if you guys added up all the games together, especially that last one, we had a total of 30 minutes of gameplay. We spent more time talking about the decks than we saw playing the deck itself.
Okay, we're Lafitte adding stage.
Good.
It's slow, but it's
I forgot to
fine.
mention that. Is this newer Teach still pretty heavily reliant on stage?
Yeah, it's basically the same deck. It just has a few new toys.
Okay.
The deck hasn't changed. Like, I'm sure there is, like, a more removal-focused build that you could play, but I'm not even sure if that's, like, optimal. I think it's just teaches linear game plan.
Yeah, Mito doesn't get to often play this. You guys gotta understand, Mito plays Dragon Ball Z, Cardfight Vanguard, and Digimon. So, and One Piece, obviously. So, this man's into a lot of different TCGs, so he's going to be taking some time to read these cards here. Homie says, seeing what in... Oh, I already said that's all.
This is all.
Oh, there must have been something that moved it on me. I thought I saw it.
I don't know. Maybe it's like the flow or something.
I'm probably trying to blink 300,000 times, and it's just... everything looks new. All right, 4-Dawn turn for Big Merc. Had to take the 8.
Tap
Here comes stage.
For stage.
But is he stronger?
And why?
Just so I can start singing.
To waste a 2K.
Yeah.
So we need to tap. We need to tap stage for this. Because we're using stage here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 100%. 1 Dawn discarded Burgess because he knows he can get it back. Gets Kuzan off the top here.
New Kuzan.
Let's see if he remembers to tap the stage here. Maybe.
Are we tapping stage?
I think we're Big Merc and we activate this full lead like as many times as we want. This is how it works.
Okay,
Alright, gonna get a search from Lafayette.
Lafitte, yeah.
Lafitte.
We're just never tapping that stage.
Yep. It's gonna put you on the Are you gonna try and take my challenge? I'm blinking that time with a twitch.
I had a lot of work today. I'm tired.
Oh, I don't blame you. And now you get to see search after search after search after search.
It's Blackbeard.
It searches.
Yeah. Honestly, that new PRB Sabo is probably going to be pretty solid in Blackbeard because Blackbeard puts a lot of cards in trash. Although I'm pretty sure you just want to play the Caribou instead.
In that, why don't you think they play the Luffy?
What Luffy?
The one that gets attacked twice if you remove...
It's too slow.
Okay. In this deck, it's already a slow deck.
It has to... Yeah, but it has to sit there for a turn, and it's on your 8-Dawn turn, which... I mean, like, you have the 7-drop Teach, which is just better.
Okay. In that spot, I 100% agree. Yeah, and I mean, it's not like Luffy would synergize like, right? Just think because it's put so much.
It's not searchable.
It kind of
really
depowers your Burgess too, right?
Yeah, it basically is minus 2k to your Burgess, and it is just really slow because it has to sit there for a turn. That Luffy is pretty much only playable in Dressrosa decks.
Very powerful.
Swinging, I'm sure.
5. Big Merc literally just replaced his entire hand. Like every single Dawn in this turn was used to search.
Yeah, I mean that's Blackbeard. Here we're just using leader effect
to get 7k and say no.
Yeah.
Yes, all right.
It doesn't.
Yeah, Mito's like, I guess I could add 2. It's like, bro, the turn's over. Big Merc just spent 10 minutes searching his deck to nearly replace his entire hand.
And we're leader effecting, I guess.
Okay, all right. Leader effect. I don't think Big Merc knows what Nami does.
I mean, maybe he's scared of a pudding. It'll be a 5-Dawn turn, so we could pudding.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Like, are we scared of pudding?
It's in the hand. It's in the hand.
Well, it's not doing anything this turn. It's.
No, isn't he has 5 cards, right? So it's just a 5 for 5. It's
then it's not even worth it.
No, wait. I will be the random contrarian here.
We don't have.
He spent the entire turn crafting his hand with search.
If we saw a 10 cost search, I would say maybe.
Okay.
But we don't have setup that's actually threatening, so it's.
Nothing he revealed was that threatening. Agreed. Go ahead.
Yeah, like if there was something actually threatening that was revealed, sure, but like the cards that we got off of those searches were incredibly underwhelming.
Right. So
I wouldn't even want.
Mito just Yamato Unga Bunga swing here.
Yeah.
Is this a bluff from Mito to say, oh man, you turned off my on plays? I guess I have nothing I can play.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't think we're playing a lot of cards that do anything early on. So
he could have, I guess, Zeus just to draw a card.
No, because Zeus's on play turned off.
An earlier game from the 8K swing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you want to happen? This is just 2 decks staring at each other.
At the moment, this is funny because this is supposed to be the Nami that's not the solitaire Nami.
We have a liberation trigger which does nothing here because it's only now it's that.
Yeah.
Now we draw off of Nami. I guess.
From his hand right now, it's just absolutely overwhelming.
It's just big guys and 2Ks.
And I have yet to see, outside of maybe that 6-cost Kuzan from Big Merc, anything of significant relevance. Does stream go down?
No,
again?
we're good.
Okay.
Oh.
It's lagging a little bit. I'm not getting the bell. Interesting. I don't know if that's
we're dropping frames
significantly, but I'm not getting any notification from the user comes down
we're good.
here. All right, frames back here. I don't know what's going on. Twitch, I stopped going to kick. You can calm down for now until I can figure out the upgrades name. Gotta get an audience. All right, looks like Kuzan ability here? No, just leader ability.
No, we let Kuzan stick around for a turn so we can swing. We swing 5, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Let me take a wild guess. We already swung, I'm guessing. No,
he discarded for leader ability, then swung 5.
Why
We took the Dawn off under Nami for some reason.
It's just sequencing.
Okay,
And now the hero encounters the swing from Big Mark here. Back to Mito.
7 Dawn, still probably can't do anything. I think this can only be described as 4 hand craps and a 1-card charter, if you know that Yu-Gi-Oh meme.
Looks like we reconnected. Looks like we reconnected. We'll wait. 30-second delay, remember. Stream down?
Oh yeah, no, the stream just died. The stream got so bored of this that it just decided to kill itself. Oh! We're back.
Waiting for my head to turn so I know it worked. Is it spinning? I stopped the video.
Oh, it's moving.
Hey, we're moving. Yay! There we go. We're back. Good to see you, Easy. Thank you and welcome back. Yeah, I honestly don't know what's going on. I don't know if Streamlabs is acting up because of the new Kick addition to streaming. There's so much cleanup on this.
Let's get on with this game. Let's get this game
Blackbeard
over with.
effect. Ah, yes, that makes sense.
I just think Streamlabs is just super bored of this game.
It was doing so well with the other games. You're right. Like, it got mad that we took a break the first time, and then now it's just like, oh god, this Black